Let's kick it old school! Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
All right, it is Old School Essentials, the further adventures of the Thunderous Fury, session 55. And we're not going to have a recap of session 54 because we are going to turn back the clock. Basil Bessex, Orion, Felix Clintok, and the Hobgoblins, of course, attacked the ape camp, the special surprise attack that you guys, to go through the portal to find Karn, who is their paladin, who was, of course, captured in the first incursion into this camp. You ran across the third-eyed ape, which was a result of the magic dart that Basil hit it with. And he did manage to drop two of the players. But you did make it through the portal. You also brought the NPC Dollie, the one who has the fake oversized teeth and who carries the orb that has a rag doll in it. She was able to open the portal for you, and the group went through. But as we go back to the other group that is waiting, which would have been Zophan and Remy and all the other NPCs and the assorted yaks that are all sitting near the hobgoblin camp to be protected.
How many yaks do we have left?
There
have been a number of feasts that the hobgoblins have called on our yaks.
Yes.
We've lost two.
Yeah, you're down two yaks.
Yeah, we're down two yaks, but instead of the yak killer is no more. So
yeah.
So in the afternoon, Zophan, you're there at the camp hanging out, and you see Dollie come walking down the road, kind of staggering, but she is moving in your direction. And there's one noticeable thing: you see a crossbow bolt sticking out of her head as she comes up to the camp. And takes a sit down by the fire.
So seeing that, Zophan, even though he is, Dollie isn't new. Like she's been with the camp for a little bit. He's gonna take a closer look at her, like, oh, are you okay? And he's gonna check for signs that she may be undead.
Okay. He goes to do that, and she looks at you and says, "Am I too late for breakfast?" And she looks around. She's like, "What did you have this morning?"
Gruel, like usual. It was about just as good as it's always been. I managed to find some leaves, some sweet leaves to give it a little bit of zing. But what's you have a bolt in your head? Are you okay?
Oh well, I'm fine. She kind of brushes her matted, nasty, bloody hair back. I'm thinking about leaving it. What do you think?
I think you're insane. Are you going to be alive? You're bleeding?
Oh, I'm fine. And she holds up this violet crystal. It's glowing in her hand. She says, "They made it through the portal, but two were very grievously injured."
Who was injured? Have they been captured?
Oh, no, at least not on this side.
Well, so they made it to Lindberg then.
I would say so.
And then Zophan's gonna look away, and he remembers that he's concussed, so things are off, his balance is off, and he looks at her, kind of looks away and looks at her again to see if the crossbow bolt is just an effect of his concussion. And he's like, well, so how injured?
Oh, well, they didn't. I thought they were goners, but there seemed to be enough potions to bring them back up. Kind of like myself.
Well, you're gonna need more than a potion. Do you want me? Do you want me to break the air?
Ah,
You want me to break that?
oh
I could try to take it out. I
no,
mean, I'm no surgeon, but I could pretend to be one.
no. I think I'm going to workshop it a bit.
What does that even mean?
Well, just let me know if you want help pulling it out, and I'll be happy to do it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to focus on much else going forward. But if they're injured, we should. Were there any of the 8 Empire left?
Oh yeah. That was one came through the portal, but there was this third eye ape. Oh, very troubling.
Are they still on this side?
Yes, I made sure. She holds up the crystal. They didn't get through.
Well, that's our ticket to Lindberg. I need a couple days to get over this concussion. I need some time. Hopefully, sometimes it takes months, but hopefully I can get over it sooner than later. And then, but if this third eye ape is as powerful as you say, or as you insinuate, it's going to be hard to get through, or it's going to be difficult.
So she looks down at the globe like she's interacting with the ragdoll inside of it. She's like, "Oh, is that so? Someone approaches that I'm familiar with."
I'm guessing that's where Tamul comes in.
Yeah. You can describe your character as you're coming up the road. I mean, it's hard not to miss this group because there's a hobgoblin camp on like the left hand side, and they are like camped next to it, and there's yaks everywhere, and there's a fire. They got a campfire, and you come up to this group, and you instantly spot Dollie because she turns, and you can see the crossbow bolt sticking out of her head.
You guys see Tamul coming up. He's clothed in a simple black robe. He has dark tan skin. He's got these deep blue eyes, and they sit underneath this cropped and matted dark auburn hair. And he walks with this little gnarled staff. Not using it as like a crutch or anything, but just he has it. And yeah, he comes up and he's just like, Dollie, why did you leave me? I was trying to get the crossbow bolt out of your head.
Oh, that was you? Oh.
Yes. Oh, please hold still.
Are you sure I shouldn't keep it in?
Here, just let me remove it, and I'll heal it. Okay. Sorry for the intrusion.
The fan will pipe up, like, I've already tried that.
Is it really that stuck that deep in? Oh,
Something's stuck. I'm not sure if it's the bolt. Just be her and her ways.
And he's going to try to put like both of his hands on the bolt and just, all right, Dollie, now just lean back and brace yourself.
Okay, and what kind of strength do you got?
He's for a mage, he's not too shabby. He's got 12 strength, average.
Okay, yeah, give me a d20 roll. Roll under 12.
Gotcha. Watch this be my first failure of the night. Let's see. And that's a 2.
Okay. Yeah, quite easily. Comes right out. And you could see like it was deep in there.
Oh.
She's like, oh, a strange sensation.
Is there any blood gushing out?
Like a couple trickles of blood come out. But
Oh. Okay. Well, it's not like any. Okay, cool. And I would like to use my ability to maybe just do my little healing hands thing.
he
Hey,
said,
just
oh,
little.
I'm fine. You don't trouble yourself.
But Dolly,
Uh,
Mhm.
I'll get the rest here. Get some food. Come sit down and meet this fine group here.
Thank you for putting up with her. I'm Tamul.
And Zophan, it is a pleasure to meet you. It's always nice to see a friendly face on this road. Um,
Yes, yes. Should we break bread now? And he starts pulling out like rations, like hardtack, I guess.
well, he looks towards the pot on the fire. We could spare some gruel if you'd like. Save your hardtack for a later
Okay.
day.
Oh, now that's a difficult decision. Hardtack or gruel? Hardtack or gruel? Wow.
I found some cloves growing just off the path that you can pick and throw in there if you want to add some flavor to it.
Spices, yes. And he's going to ladle in some soup, or some gruel. And he just wants to something different textured. That's it. That's his.
So where did you from where were you coming? Where are you going?
Well, I was going to ask you all the same thing. So I've been in the Star X Doku for quite a while. Well, I was exiled here. Um, and Dolly, she is somewhat of a mentor to me.
Oh, I am.
A stubborn one, but a good one.
No. Dolly is a valuable companion. And, anyone who studies under Dolly and he just kind of furrows his brow certainly must also be a potential valuable companion.
For context, neither of my characters is at camp, so if I say something, it's completely player, not character at the
Yeah.
moment.
Well,
Gotcha.
we're about to fix that. So as you are enjoying meeting their new friend, there's some other who else is in the camp? There's a female woman who seems to be missing a couple fingers. She comes by and gets some gruel, kind of nods, and seems like she is watching the yaks. There's another female character who's got like brown hair. She looks very young, but she looks like she's starting to get 2 black eyes. And she's got a flask in her hand, and she says, oh, nice to meet you. I'm Remy. How you know Dolly? Okay.
Yes, she was very helpful during my exile.
What kind of skills do you have?
And Timon, he just kind of like puts the bowl down, and he's just like, well, in a former life, I was a tailor, but that was until I discovered my aptitude for magical studies.
Oh, so you know arcane practices.
Arcane, yes.
You want a job?
Boy, that came hard and fast. She's already ditching the Thunderous Fury. I love it.
A job? Well, I suppose I have been thinking about coming back to civilization. And I suppose I would
well,
need money, yes.
yeah. We'll gift you I'll get you a little payment here. We're in short need somebody of magic abilities. But yeah, I'll get you some gold and welcome to the Thunderous Fury. And she kind of gives you a quick handshake and takes a swig. And she's like, "You want some?"
He grasps her hands, her hand with both of his hands, and it's just like, and he'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, yeah, it's whiskey.
Oh.
Yes. Remy is more of a hair of the dog.
It's clearly for medicinal purposes. She takes it,
Oh.
a drink.
Uh-huh.
And just as she says that, you hear a scream, like somebody yelling, and breaking out of like these small shrubs and bushes down the trail is an elf as he breaks through and comes running towards your position. And
Like a Wilhelm scream, or
kind of like I'm running because I'm being chased by bandits scream.
So am I actually being chased by bandits?
Yes,
Or what?
basically you were with Cromwell's carpetbaggers, and Cromwell sent you this way to find the Thunderous Fury as he took the cleric, as they seem to focus on her because of the glowing black ink on her forehead, and he kind of led them off in one direction and told you to go find them. And he is a bit detained, but he will find the group at some point. And only 2 of the bandits followed you, and you have been running from them.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I break into a camp with well, let's be honest, several odd-looking characters around and going, "Oh no! To arms! Bandits are behind me!"
Tamul grabs for his staff and just
Wait,
is it night?
No, it is like noon.
Today? Noon? Okay, good, awesome.
Yeah, just as you guys go like get yourself together, the first bandit, he looks human, but he's like his teeth are, well, it's hard to see from this direction, but he's got raggedy clothes. As soon as he busts out onto the road, he looks like a pincushion, and he hits the ground, and you look over to where the camp of hobgoblins are, and they're all putting their bows down, and they're like, well, that was pretty good. And then as the second guy comes running through, a hail of arrows come through and just nail the next guy. They're just like, and then they all kind of walk over there to see how good they shot as the 2 bandits are dead.
Oh, wow. That was they're allies, right? Those guys?
yes, they will not harm you as long as they have no reason to harm you.
Oh, that's cool. I don't mean any harm to anybody. Well, mostly. So, oh, you guys are on the main track. Yeah, you run across a bunch of folks called, a bunch of mercenaries called the Thunderous Fury.
We might have seen them. What is your interest with our group?
Our group? Oh, you're them. Well, we're Cromwell's carpetbaggers, and some guy who looked like he was half rat paid us a couple of weeks back to come find you, and we're just catching up now, or I'm just catching up. Cromwell is trying to duck the other bandits out there, so he might show up sometime. In the meantime, you got anything to eat? I didn't pack anything but wine, and he opens his backpack, and sure enough, the only thing in his backpack is 5 wineskins. Oh yeah, and there was one other thing. Somebody's trying to ambush you on down the road. Somebody with the name of B. Was it a B word? Some sort of criminal. I'll come up with it. Let me take a drink. I'll come up with it shortly enough.
Perhaps you should slow down. Yes.
And we
Oh man, it's been a long week. I mean, we're those guys. You should take a look at them. They've got like animal features on them, but not like normal hobgoblins or goblins or whatever. They're like men that have been mutated, and they were chasing us, and we fell into this strange maze, and our cleric did a sacrifice on an altar, and now she's got this big black tongue glowing on her forehead, and everybody's so bummed about it. I thought it would look cool, but everybody doesn't like it. So, I've been sent ahead to find you guys while Cromwell is trying to lead her around and avoid the rest of those animal men or whatever you call them. Oh, wait a minute. Barry-ish. That's his name. That's the guy who's going to be, Cromwell says it's going to be, or, the rat guy told Cromwell is going to be ambushing you guys down the road. Hope that means something to you, because it sure doesn't mean anything to me.
What has Zophan ever heard of the Cromwell's carpetbaggers?
No.
Cromwell?
No. He'd be too small time. He's just kind of like a mercenary. It's kind of a mercenary group.
Wow. So we're not talking Band of the Hawk here. Darn.
Yeah, we're talking somebody who will take. Oh yeah, I forgot. Name's Johntor. Nice to meet you all. Well, technically Johntor lower well, but my family disowned me, so I'm not sure I should be introducing you my last name. Whatever. They're half the continent away. They can't object.
You've been sent to find the Thunderous Fury, and
yeah,
the
guy.
There's an ambush down the road.
Yeah, that's what he said. The guy who hired us, like I said, was weird. It was like he looked sort of like a rat, but he has this glowing symbol on his forehead,
Did you say he was goblinoid? Yes, Johntor?
No. The guy who hired us wasn't the goblinoid. I was saying that the bandits who were chasing us were like mutated humans, not standard goblinoids. The guy who hired us was this strange sort of rat man, and then we got chased by those mutated humans, and then, well, you're here, but obviously you're friends with the hobgoblins, so I guess that's cool.
And yeah, DM, would Tamul know anything about this particularly mutated? I don't even know where to go with that. Do you know anything?
You can see their bodies right over there.
Yeah, they're I think like beast men or something. Yeah, if you've been exiled in these mountains, you've probably come across strange humanoids that were mutated. They might have like like a ram's head or something like that. They're very strange.
Interesting. Tamul, he'd like to go over to the goblin. Oh, actually, could he see if the goblins are still?
Yeah, the hobgoblins they've kind of like had their discussion. They're pulling their arrows out and kind of like somebody's given somebody a class on how to shoot their bow properly, and yeah, the bodies are just laying there.
So they're just chilling.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Could I ask them if they've had any previous recent previous skirmishes with this particular tribe, with this mutant tribe?
Yeah. One of them says, no. No, it's pretty. We just heard legends of these things, but they're usually deep into the mountains. But I don't know what they're doing here.
And yeah, Tamul's just gonna kind of play it off, make a little bit of small talk with them, and then just go back to the group. Legends.
So Remy comes walking over and sees Johntor, and she's like, so we got just new people just showing up every minute here."
Oh no, I had a message for the Thunderous Fury. And are you part of the Thunderous Fury? But I
Well,
told them already.
Yeah, well, I'm. She takes a swig. I'm kind of the leader.
Zophan kind of
Wow.
Zophan gives her a look.
Okay, well, I'm the financial. I'm from the financial muscle.
Then
Okay.
he says, okay. Yeah.
So you hired them. That's cool. I'm with Cromwell's Carpetbaggers. We're mercenaries too.
Okay, what's your rate?
I always leave Cromwell to do the negotiating. He's supposed to show up sometime. Why are you short people? It does look smaller than I was expecting.
Yeah, we're missing some people, unfortunately.
They went into an excursion, and well, we might have to go get them out before we can continue forward.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just I forgot to pack any food. It was with everybody else. Tell you what, feed me a couple of decent meals, and I'm yours until Cromwell shows back up. Or wait a minute, that's too open-ended. There's a reason he doesn't let me do negotiations. Just feed me. I'll be here. I'll stick with you for a day or so and see if Cromwell shows back up.
Okay, and we'll refill your wineskin too.
That's cool.
Thankfully, we made some extra gruel. There's some cloves over behind the bush off the path there. If you want to mask up some of the flavor, or I mean, I guess suppose add flavor.
Mask.
I imagine you saying that exactly like that too.
Yeah, whatever. I've been running so long. I need something on my stomach. And he'll go find some clothes, and he'll also squirt a little wine into the mixture.
Okay.
Glue it up well. Hey, people put cloves in wine. It's not. He's like, oh, this is oats. Did you know you can ferment those? I mean, I can't. We're way out here in the boonies. I can't do a good oatmeal porter, but we could do some oatmeal beer. If you got some extra oats and maybe an extra cask or two. I made a special study of brewing when I was, in my younger years. It's the sort of thing that sticks with you.
So Russell, just so I get a picture of, okay, is this Johntor saying all this?
Yes, this is Johntor saying this.
What does he kind of look like?
He has taken off his helmet, and he is very clearly a pretty standard, average-looking elf. But he is walking around, clanking around in plate mail with a sword. And yeah, the only thing on his back is a backpack that is currently full of wine skins. Yes, I'm playing him very much as sort of a near stoner.
Does he?
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. He's got the long hair.
Yeah.
Are you skilled with is your preferred weapon a bow or a sword?
Oh, yeah, he does have a short bow and a quiver on his back. Oh, I'm sorry, and he's got a spear, not a sword. He's like, well, I can use a sword if you got one, but when my relatives ran me out, all I could grab was the spear and the bow on the way out. Oh, and the wine, of course.
I just was checking. In case we come to blows and we're on the same side, I want to make sure that I can get out of your way, far out of your way, if needed.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd rather just, be like a traditional magic user and sit in the back lines, but I grabbed the old tin can, clank, 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 because your traditional magic user often gets shot through with a few arrows or whatever. So,
Well, and they tend to be hunted. Then they tend to be hunted by the ape empire. It's it's difficult.
well, it was mostly the clerics they didn't like. Because, ape worship and all of that. But the ape empire has treaties with the elves. They don't have any problem with us, I don't think.
Remy comes over. She says, so she looks over and you spot a kind of scrawny human who is like leaned over a bucket, throwing up. And she says, Basil really wants to go find Karn, and obviously he couldn't make it with the first group that went, and I'm not sending him with the second group. He's like, I know I can do it.
He wasn't eating this stuff, was he? Do I have to worry about this stuff?
Oh, I think you're fine.
Yeah, a little more wine. Don't kill anything.
I would say on the positive note, as she looks at Tamul and Johntor, the Ape Empire isn't looking for you two. And then she looks at Zophan and says, but they don't know who they're looking for. So if you're going to go through, you might need a disguise.
I mean,
What sort of disguise?
Well, at least for Zophan.
well, I suppose as he kind of looks around the camp to see, checking to see, kind of what supplies are kind of sitting out or available. In addition to his own stash, which is not really.
I mean, she's doing a great zombie disguise over there. Those zombies ain't cruel, though. He points, of course, to Dollie, who has the tangled matted hair with, clotted blood down the side, and
I suppose this leather jerkin or my leather armor is quite identifiable, and that's when you might Johntor and Tamul might kind of really notice that he wears this leather armor, and it has various multicolored patches, as if they're sewn in, kind of like a patchwork leather armor. So it's kind of got this potpourri feel to it. It has various shades of teal and sea green, and it's mixed some kind of salmon in there, and mauve.
And this is for
Okay.
Zophan?
This is Zophan, yeah.
So I mean, I will point out, according to my notes back when we were stocking up, one of the things that Basil Wilberforce picked up in an attempt to give us something to disguise ourselves were a selection of various clothes and a selection of shoe polishes, oddly enough. And let's see, clothes, eye patches, various clothes, random wigs,
Yes.
red and yellow dye,
Yep.
Yes.
and shoe polish.
Could do something.
So, I mean, if we brought all that crap with us,
Yep.
presumably, you know, he could take some of the various clothes and sort of layer over his armor, and we could use the shoe polish to blacken them up or whatever, and something, you know, make a sort of over tunic or maybe just an odd looking cloak, something that will set them away from.
Very good.
I
was just about to bring that up. Good recall. That was good.
It's my notes too, but you know, I do take notes.
Nice. I've been taking notes this whole time. Let's go. All right.
I think so. Like, if you laid that out, Zophan would be like, well, like, can like get a couple black eyes or something, make it look like I got to kind of at least like having like blackout.
So wait, why does Zophan have to? Is Zophan a mage?
No, there was an incident in Clinkville where they basically burned a bunch of buildings down and killed some people and got the leader of the Thunderous Fury, a person named Ox, who is a were-rat, out of he was captured and they got him out, and then they were identified because, as you would have heard, the Ape Empire has a lot of powerful magic users, and one of the more powerful forms of magic is chronomancy, and they are able to do stuff with time. So they were all involved in a sort of a replay of time where an ape wizard kind of stepped through time and kind of watched the entire scene as it was happening and was able to identify them. But since you've been in exile, you would not have seen any posters for them or anything. So
That makes sense. Okay.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't know that turning us in will make you rich for life, which is a really good thing.
yeah, exactly.
Well, my guy's lawful, so you know, that's good. He wouldn't.
Well, it'll be following the laws of the Ape Empire. But seriously, we're talking for the lot of us, you know, buy yourself a nice villa and a few hotties of your preference, and you know, don't spend too much. You know, don't overspend all the time, and you'd be set for life based on what we're worth.
Nice.
The Thunderous Fury has given the Ape Empire quite a bit of trouble, and well, they're at least I and some of my other companions here would be recognized, surely. So it would behoove us and myself anyway to disguise up or mask our appearance a little bit before walking into the Viper's pit, so to speak.
Yes, that's understandable. Mm-hmm. Tamul's gonna like look at the wig. Yeah, he's gonna like try it on. Just like
Yeah.
See how well it fits over his existing hair.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, it looks good on you. Oh, if you're going to be going there, then and she reaches into her pouch and pulls out that violet glowing crystal. She says, "You're probably going to need this."
What the?
So another thing that you would know is that at one point, some probably hundreds of years ago, supposedly the gods left and took magic with them. but then magic returned in the form of these crystals that literally fell from the sky and landed different places. So that, according to the Ape Empire, is how people gain magic.
Oh man, this sounds exactly like the plot to Golden Sun. Not gonna lie.
Now, as your characters, you guys know that people practice magic all the time without these crystals, but the Ape Empire's official line is that, you know, there are really no magic practitioners outside of other. So as the other players have seen, most of the time they run into a spellcaster, they have a staff that has a crystal in it. And when you saw the cleric, he grabs something around his neck to heal you. So anyway, it's magical, right? It is a magical, it has magical powers. And
Gotcha.
she hands it to you.
Oh,
Won't you be
can I see that? I know some magic.
Dollie, won't you be not able to use your magic are you coming with us?
Oh, do you want me to? Oh, this sounds like a great idea. She staggers and rubs the big scar forming that the bolt was sticking out of her head. She's like, oh yeah. I think I need to sit down.
Tamul's gonna like help her sit down.
But if you give us your crystal, like, won't you not be able to?
No. This is you put this in this is what charged up the portal from the Ape Empire.
Wow.
You'll see it. It's in Zophan would have knows where that hut is. She says it's in that hut. You'll see where it's supposed to go. You'll see where it's supposed to go.
Tamul, he'll could he take the crystal and like put it in his backpack for safety?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know Johntor volunteered, but I don't know about that, man.
Yeah. Funny that. What? He doesn't come across as completely trustworthy and reliable? Never mind.
Perhaps once he's sober.
Okay. Yeah, see, my character would be bugging the other magic user, except, you know, the elf is looking at the crazy old lady who's obviously hauling around a doll in a glass ball and has a hole in her head and going, there's no way. She's delusional. She doesn't know magic. It's impossible. You know, that's just the inside of his head. And that's the only reason he isn't bugging her for access to her spell book, really.
Oh, and also, how big is this crystal, do you?
It's the size of the size of a softball.
Okay.
Like a grapefruit.
Pretty big. Okay.
Magic. I'm just gonna put magic crystal.
Yeah, and put violet. The color is important. You know that there is some sort of connection between, like Roy G. Biv color and the power of the crystal.
Oh. All right.
Oh, violet's the upper end of the spectrum.
No, actually, it is towards the end. And then when the
Whoa.
crystal, supposedly when the crystal turns black, there are negative consequences.
Oh. And for those of you out there, black technically doesn't exist. That's for you paranoia players out there. It's above your clearance.
So Remy assists Zophan with the black eyes, and she is. You have something to model yourself after because she's got black eyes. She said, "You gonna wear a mustache or anything? An eye patch?"
I think I'll forego the eye patch, but if there's any sort of facial hair, in that kit, then I'll see if we can can get it on.
Yeah, with some mutton chops you can put on.
He will take the mutton chops.
Okay. When do you plan on going?
Well, my head is still. I'm getting close to being recovered, but so ideally in a couple days, but we might need to head out sooner than that.
Yeah, I think so. Probably tonight. But well, she looks over at Johntor. You can see in the dark pretty good, right?
Yeah. Of course, elves can see in the dark.
Yeah, I mean, you probably want to head out sooner than later. I mean, Clintok said to wait 2 days. I'll wait as long as I can. I'm not going to go south to run into an ambush as she looks around at what's left of the camp.
Yeah, I bet she's really happy with the Thunderous Fury so far.
Hopefully we can get in and out very quick and continue on to the infinite road.
Yeah.
And Charlie.
Yep. She takes another drink. Yeah, you guys are just hanging out at this, near the Hobgoblin outpost here. So I would say, like, if you leave at night, Zophan, you'll probably be in the first day of your concussion, and I'm trying to remember what that was. Was it -2?
That is -2. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got 4 days left. Currently.
Okay. So yeah, you'll be at -2, which isn't too bad.
So is your concussion, is that like a thing he gets like a save against, or like is it just he's
no,
just concussed?
Yeah,
it's like a general -2 to all rolls.
Okay.
Well, it currently is -2. It starts off as -4 for like a day.
Yeah. So when you reach second level, you drop to 0 hit points. You're -4 to everything for 24 hours, and then depending on the injury, it's a negative for so many days.
Okay, gotcha.
So Dollie is, of course, waiting for supper. And she says, she saddles up next to Johntor. Says, oh, I see you've been, Jolie says you're curious about the ways of magic. Isn't that right, Jolie, as she looks down at her ragdoll?
Yes. Johntor will stick his nose in the air slightly. It is no mere curiosity. We elves are magic. I don't care what the ape empire says. Elves have always had magic.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. You are going on this very dangerous journey, then.
Yeah, dangerous? Is that where you got your,
my keen mind, yes.
No, the hole in your head.
Oh, I did.
I was supposed to catch up with the Thunderous Fury. We're going into danger?
Oh, it's not something that not something you can't handle, right?
He sort of perks up at that, Still a teenager, very much in mind.
Then I have a Jolie. She has a gift for you then.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And she reaches into her backpack, and then all this dirt and moss fall off of it. She pulls out a scroll case. And it's a leathery scroll case. It's an undeterminate skin, whatever this is. He says, "Here, this is for you."
He will cautiously brush off whatever the rest of this scroll case is.
So the name of this scroll is called Hashman's Grand Concealing. She says, if you get in a pinch, you read this. If you don't want to be found.
It's a powerful spell because it's got a guy's name attached to it. That's how you know.
Yeah.
And she walks over to Tamul, and she says, well, you need to be very careful, but I have a gift. Jolie has a gift for you as well. She reaches into her backpack again, pulls more sticks and twigs fall, and she pulls out a scroll case with an unknown leather case, and then she hands you a scroll. Oh, that's for you.
Yeah, Tamul, he'll take it. Just, oh, and he'll like pop it out and just. What
He
is it?
says, this is Redrak's Planetary Scrying.
Planetary Scrying? Oh,
When if you're looking for your friend or whoever you're looking for, when you are within, and she kind of like points to the general area. When you are in a large area, you read this, and you should maybe find them.
he nods determinedly and puts it in his own scroll case.
And she sits down and waits for supper.
I'll go grab her some gruel.
Okay. All right. All right. So the evening comes. The three of you, I would assume, if I dare assume, the three of you proceed down to where this camp is, because Zophan would know where it is.
Yeah. They paid me in gruel. I must honor my contract. They paid me in gruel. Okay.
And as Zophan, I would, as you're going down, you go past Lurk's Rest, which is a fallen down like house or something. So Tamul, you would have gone past it, and you know most of the stuff here is like haunted or cursed or something. So you usually stay away from it. But however, this place they call this religious site, they call Lurk's Rest, the curse has been lifted. And Zophan would know that if you go inside of Lurk's Rest and drink from the water, you get benefits, magical benefits.
Oh, cool.
We should stop at the Lurk's Rest, before we on our way over. The cursed waters have been lifted. Now they are, well, the water tastes delicious. It's as pure as any. It's as pure as the purest water you can drink from, but it adds a little pep in your step.
Oh, is it much like the water from the hill of Zephyr?
Actually, it is. Now that you mention it, it's been ages since I've been there, but we should certainly stop.
So I know you're concussed. That's why I was reminding you.
Yes.
But
okay.
yeah, you go into Zophan would remember. But it's a rundown. It looks like it's going to fall down. Like you walk in, and there's like a fireplace and an old statue and but there's a river that seems to like run under the building and run right through it. And if you both take a drink from it, you roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
Okay.
Zophan certainly would.
It is very refreshing, Zophan. 4.
That's a 1 for me.
Okay. Roll another d6 since you rolled a 1.
Oh, here come the mutation tables. Oh god. 2.
Okay. So for Zophan and Johntor, it is very refreshing. For Johntor, so really, like, this is probably the best water you have tasted in a long time. If you know anything, any ill effects you have, a hangover, anything, are all vanish.
Okay.
But for Tamul, you're like, you drink from it and you're like, I feel a lot smarter. You gain 1 point to your intelligence.
Ooh. Awesome.
Wow. Nice.
All right then.
And it's a one-shot deal. It's what you get for one shot. You get to drink from it. So you guys
Do I
make your
instantly
way.
know another language. No, let me stop.
I'm fine with that. I don't care. So you guys make your way down the path. There's snow. There's occasional, some rain will come in, and you walk. You make your turn as you go past all these like rock outcroppings, and you go up like on the side of a mountain. So when you're walking, all the rocks are kind of sliding down, and as you're walking, there's a bunch of locusts everywhere, and then there's a lot of like you go through like swarms of little gnats and stuff. And then as you're doing it, you walk up and then all of a sudden you stop because Zophan knows that this place is hidden by an illusion. It looks like an empty valley. But for some reason, you can see into the valley. You see people carrying lights and walking around, and you can see these large trees. They're weird looking trees. It is at night, so it's kind of hard to get the full effect, but there's these trees. So Zophan would know that whatever illusion they had up is gone.
This place was couched by an illusion. It seems it's dissipated.
Wow. Like a whole valley covered by illusion? That's something out of legend. How the heck did that happen?
Well, that's a good question. It used to be concealed, and then also inside was perpetually day. There was never a nightfall, but that is not the case anymore. The Ape Empire does have access to powerful magic.
What is this place? Is it just like docks around?
Can we tell, like the people with the lanterns, can we tell if they're apes or if they're
they look like workers, and then as you're kind of looking, you realize there's a small fire, and it looks like they're dragging bodies and throwing them onto like a pile, and they're burning them, and now you can get the whiff of burning bodies as it starts to waft up where you're at.
Now, does this scene look like it looks like the illusion's gone, but this looks like the camp?
Yeah, this looks like the camp. Now you see the light reflecting off all these trees. They're strange looking trees, and then you see all these workers, and now you can see that they've got like poles stuck in the ground with lanterns, and they're dragging what looks like bodies. You would guess that they're probably hobgoblin bodies because that's what part of the attack was.
This is the camp. It seems they're dragging bodies to be burned.
What should we do?
Wow.
And from where we're at, can we see the hut? Or
yeah. In the distance, you know where the hut is. You can see it. It's lit up. There's some light coming from it. It's like a gazebo.
Yeah. So
I love that word.
he points to the hut like in the distance and says, "See that lit up building? That's where we need to get to."
Okay.
We'll have to do so as stealthily as possible. This is not can't afford another fight here.
I understand. He gets his staff ready to go and like sneak around a tree or something. I don't know.
Do I have the idea that Hashman's Grand Concealing will cover more than me or not?
Yeah, you have an idea that it will, yes.
Oh, I think that's why the crazy old lady gave me this scroll. Let's get as close as we can, and then I'll read it. It's supposed to keep us hidden.
Oh, well, let's step behind this tree so they won't see us.
Zophan will follow. Good idea.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys kind of walk up. You can tell that the humans here or the non-apes are busy doing work, and then you see them like, come on, help. Yeah, they're yelling like, over here, man, over here, help me. And there's like takes like four of them to pick up this one as you realize this is not a hobgoblin. This guy is huge, almost like he's a half giant. And they're hauling him over to the fire. And
one of his friends went down, at least one of them.
And as you guys are just kind of watching the scene, you see like stepping out of behind a tree, out of the shadows, is this giant ape. And he kind of looks around and you see the light, various lights reflect off the third eye in the center of his forehead. He looks in your direction for a second and then just kind of turns away. And then he starts to walk over to where there's a body on the ground, and he's just kind of looking around, and you see him like pick up what looks like a sword, and he places it against like one of the carts, because there's a bunch of carts, because they were picking up all these look like fungus. They're like the size, they're whatever, like size of ping pong balls. They were like collecting all this fungus. So as you get closer, you can see they're on the ground and they've been stepped on, and he places the sword onto there, and he yells something to the humans, like, come over here and get this one. He gets no better treatment. And then they come running over. And then another ape you can see come from behind the tree, who's wearing like robes. He looks more, he has no armor on. They start talking, their conversation is low enough that you really can't hear what they're saying, but they're conversing as as more of the humans, or the workers, excuse me, come running over to kind of pick up this body. And you realize it's probably a hobgoblin because he's not as big.
Well, like I said, you said there, Rip, you said oh well.
That's terrible.
We didn't like Yasida anyway. For one thing, he kept taking our yak, and for another thing, he hated magic use, and there were a couple of us that were, throwing magic around.
Well, so should we pop the spell now and then like try to make our way there best we can to this little hut? Actually, around how far is the distance, like roundabout?
It would take, if you were to go carefully, it would probably take you 20 minutes.
20 minutes, so 2 turns.
Yeah, it'd probably take you 2 turns to get there to be, if you were careful.
Okay. Well, I mean, are we close? Are we as close as we're likely to get without running into other trouble? Hard to tell. None of us are scouts, right?
Yeah, but they seem
Russell,
pretty.
that guy with the third eye, he's definitely like, oh man, I already know he's going to be trouble. He's
Yeah,
so,
you do not want to get. He is extremely deadly.
Oh, so wait, you guys have fought him before?
Yes.
The other group did.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, duly noted.
Is there like the hut's like is that hut in the center of camp? Like there's
kind of in the center, yeah.
Yeah, so we can't like necessarily like come around from the side.
I mean, well, we can see what this concealing thing does. It should help. I mean, crazy old lady gave it to us for a reason, right?
I mean, might as well. Could come in really handy in Lindberg though.
I'd rather use it now, I mean, or we could wait until they go to sleep, but you tell me all those guys, you don't want to be fighting all those guys, so I don't want to go down there right now unless we use something.
Yes, that's fine. We can use it.
So as you're talking, as you're kind of like having a quiet conversation and watching everything, you hear a noise, a distinct noise. Well, you've heard it. It's a sound of like a portal opening. And probably like 50 yards from you, you see a doorway just open. And everybody kind of in the camp kind of looks, and you see like 6 ape soldiers come barreling out of this portal. They've got the breastplate and the thigh pads and their huge swords, and they come running through and they're looking around. And the third eye ape comes running over there, and he starts talking to them and starts pointing, and you can see the workers and stuff run over and start getting their carts, and they start picking up some of the apes that either are dead or injured and putting them in the carts and pushing them and taking them through that gateway.
Oh. So they just have like magical evac. That's cool.
And the guy in the robes that you had seen, like, is ecstatic, and he runs over there and literally he about pushes. He gets past all the injured apes and runs through the portal as fast as he can.
Which guy is this?
The one that was in robes that looked more like a admin type, just like a commoner. He's like, oh my God, let me get the hell out of here. And he just runs into that portal and vanishes.
Interesting.
Oh, that's one less ape to deal with. How many can we get a sense of like how many apes there are in the camp at this point that we can see?
There's probably, there's now like 6 that have just joined, like 4 or 5 more. There are watchtowers, you've seen a couple, but it's hard to tell if they're even manned. There might be 1 or 2 up there. And one has, of course, been burned. And you see some carts on the ground that have been burned.
Yes.
And since one of your characters knows Simeon, the third-eyed ape yells at the soldiers that we don't have a whole lot of time. This portal will shut, in about 2 minutes. So get all the injured out of here.
Okay, but we were told that the crystal that we have would open the other portal.
Right. The crystal that you have opens the one that's in the gazebo. Correct.
Okay, so we can wait and let these guys clear out. We don't have to try to bum rush their portal.
Okay. So now I guess we need to come up with an actual plan. Like, because right now we're just kind of sitting behind a tree, watching this unfold. Damn it. Okay, so we have the concealing spell, and we know there's probably like more than 10 guys out there, right? DM?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, one is bad enough.
Yeah, one's bad enough. He's a big boss, dude. I mean, I know, Dustin, you might want to save the spell for later, and I'm usually all for that, but like, I don't know. We might want to pop it and just and just go for it, because we really don't know how long they're going to be here, do we?
Well, okay. We know that portal will close in a bit, and hopefully the other apes will go with it. So, I'd rather let that fuss die down, and then try to sneak through the old portal.
Okay. Yeah, because because it's only going to be open for 2 minutes, but all of them may not leave. That's the thing. So, what are we going to do if they all don't leave? Because the best case scenario is they all leave and we could just go in.
Do you know what this concealing spell does? Did Dollie explain it?
Nope. Can I get sort of an idea of what it does? other than covers a small group?
Hashman, you've never heard of. No, yeah, it's kind of beyond
Okay.
your.
One little spell understanding, yes. I don't know. All I know is it'll affect anybody touching me, I think. But other than that, that's all I know besides the name.
I'd rather avoid the fight getting in. So if we use the spell and tread carefully, as in sneak, move silently, we can at least get to the portal or get to the hut and open up another portal. Because we do have the crystal. Wait, one of you grabbed the crystal, right?
Yes, I have the crystal here. And he pulls it out of his bag.
Yeah, Zophan may not have been paying attention since he was concussed, so just be making sure. He might ask again right as we get closer. Hey, you got the crystal, right?
Well, so do we have like well, actually, okay, so I'm guessing from what we're talking about, our plan is we're gonna wait the 2 minutes to see how many apes leave, and then if they're still apes, we pop the spell and try to sneak our way into the hut. Does that sound like something we want to do?
Certainly.
Sure. Well,
Sounds good to me.
that's as complicated as plan as we ever make. Oh, that's right. Technically, the character hasn't with Thunderous Fury. Hasn't been with Thunderous Fury, but
Okay.
We have burned things, like we burned watchtowers, we burned the carts.
Nice.
So
So the 2 minutes pass, and sure enough, they're just like wheeling the injured apes out, and the portal closes. And then you see that there are at least the 6 soldiers that came through are still here. And they have, commenced to take up positions to patrol. And the third eye ape is conversing with another ape, and he says, as Tamul would understand, in probably about 30 minutes, another gate will open, and we'll have to send through the rest of these spores and get as many as we can out of here. And the other one says yes. And he starts yelling commands as the workers start scurrying about and collecting all the spores and putting them in the carts that have not been damaged, or at least can be moved. And they start collecting as many right off the ground, because they're all piled on the ground, and they're picking them up, like getting ready for whenever this other portal is supposed to open up.
that sounds like a hint to we either wait that out and hope lots of people go away, or we do it in between.
Oh, like head to the are you talking about like head to the hut when they're like evacing?
No, actually, I don't. Actually, when they're evacing is probably when they're going to be most active. I don't know. That's a good question. If they're piling up stuff away from the gazebo, the portal gazebo, then maybe now would be a good time.
I don't know. Waiting that 30 minutes, like wasting I don't know. That whole scroll is just.
I don't know if we should. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about waiting. We have, and he kind of looks off to the retinue. They will be patrolling, and which means that, or they may be patrolling, which means that our position could be discovered if we wait.
Johntor, Basil's right. We have to take our chances.
Okay. Well,
Puts his hand on your shoulder.
If we're all of one mind, I will pop the. Yeah, I will make sure they're touching me, and I will pop the scroll and see what happens.
Okay. So yeah, you read out this scroll, this long, elaborate, flowery language, and you use intelligence, right, as your as your spell casting, right? So there's no roll required. You're able to cast it.
Okay.
What does it look like going off? What is it?
So there's like flashes of light, like a sparkler. It starts to look like that around all of you, and then all of a sudden you're just standing there, and you see one of the ape soldiers come running over, and looks around, and he looks at the other one, and I thought I saw something right here. So did I. Well, remember they're using black magic, so be on the lookout. And they both veer off and completely, like they were standing right next to you, and they did not see you.
Okay. Well, that means head for the portal for
Yeah,
the gazebo.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zophan's gonna attempt to move silently.
Okay.
13. That should do it. Yeah, that certainly does it. So he's pretty quiet. And he's got a check.
So Zophan is being quiet, and the elf is just clanking along in plate armor right next to him.
No.
No way around it. Sorry, dude.
What? There's a
Quiet
fire
as a
roaring. They might not hear us. There's bone marrow popping in the fire. There's eyes popping and all. They're not gonna hear us. Whatever. It's just metal.
Okay, so you're making your way to the gazebo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're making your way. You're passing people with carts loaded with these spores. Some of the carts will veer off, and then another person will help them because the cart's been damaged as they're throwing the spores in and like piling them. They're like piled high and falling off to the side as fast as they can go. As the apes are like, move, come on, go. And the third eye ape seems to be wide. You catch him he's like watching you go towards the gazebo, and then he turns the other way, like he senses something, but he kind of like looks the other. He just kind of like shakes his head, like maybe nothing. You get to the gazebo. There is a retaining, like it looks like a small little wall, like that you would fill a pool with, probably with like a foot of water.
Oh.
In the center is where looks like you would place a crystal. It specifically looks like that crystal would fit in there.
Okay.
Tamul
All right.
anxiously takes out the crystal. It does the Indiana Jones thing. I don't know.
Yeah. And instantly this door appears. It's a wooden door.
Now when you say door, does that door have a handle or is it just open?
It's got a handle on it, but it seems to be locked.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Guess we could try to pick the lock.
Who is skilled at lockpicking?
Certainly not my character, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't try.
And Tamul's gonna turn and like watch the door, basically, or watch it's a gazebo, is it? It doesn't have a door.
Right.
Watch the opening.
You hear footsteps as the third eye ape comes walking into the gazebo, and he looks and he sees the door, and he's like, and he kind of walks over to the door, and he's like looking around like, what the? And then he presses his hand against the door and pushes it open.
Oh shit, he's standing in front of. Okay, all right, guys, here's the plan I have. Okay, all right, you guys veto me if this is too crazy, but I can do the point of my staff with with the light spell, basically. And so maybe I could just like shove that in his face real quick, to kind of blind him so we can slip through, since he's already got the door open. Unless somebody else has anything better, because I do not want to fight this guy.
No, that sounds about right.
Well, we're not exactly going to be talking, unless we want to break the concealment. So you do what you do, and we will react.
Oh, okay, because oh man, because I just know he's gonna shut the door after he gets done looking at it, and then it's gonna be like, all right. Tamul is going to go, gonna nervously just like shout out a little incantation, and shove his staff up in front of the big old ape. And,
Okay.
blinds him.
Okay, so it goes off. He turns because he hears somebody speaking, and then but he's not sure. He's kind of looking around, and the light goes off, and he just kind of staggers back, and he's kind of looking around like, what is going on?
Now, everyone.
Okay, well, if he staggered back, then we will hustle through the doorway, or attempt to. Probably get in each other's way like three stooges going through a doorway. All three of us try to jam in at once and bounce off each other or whatever.
You make your way through the doorway, and as you step through the door, you are in a room. It's got like a dome. It's like marble. It's got a dome ceiling, and there's these archways that lead to doors everywhere. And it is full of soldiers and various other apes. As you come through the doorway, and all of a sudden that door that was behind you, you hear, and it vanishes.
Oh,
and all the soldiers turn and look, and they kind of like, they're looking at each other, and one of the apes with a staff, which you would know is a mage who has a red crystal, kind of steps up, and he walks like right next to you, right where it was, and is like, and says, he kind of turns back and he says, get Mikhail out here. We need to find out what happened. The portal opened and it was gone.
They don't see us still.
No, they do not see you.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm going to wait until the background noise picks up just a little and do my damnedest to softly and subtly head out the closest door that isn't full of apes. Can we see each other? Or
yes, you can see each other. It's very strange because this. So this is lit. Yeah, so this place is lit up. There are sconces with lights. This is lit. It's like full. It's like a whole damn group of apes in here. It's lit up. They're all kind of looking around. You can see each other, and they're looking right at you, but they can't see you.
My character is going like that and pointing towards whichever door doesn't have, a bunch of furry bodies blocking it. And then,
yeah, Tamul's gonna nod and start following Johntor as he heads towards the door.
Any specific way? You're just picking a direction, basically,
again,
of least resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want to invisibly push my way through all the soldiers and have them realize there's a person there. Nah. So, yeah, pick away with the fewest apes possible and head out.
Okay. All right, Russell, give me a D8 roll.
Great.
So, yeah, you head over. These double doors are kind of like, there are no apes. They've kind of moved to the side, and there's an ape in front of you who's carrying a staff, who has a like green crystal in there, and he kind of opens He's in front of you. He just kind of opens these double doors and instantly smell the salt air, and the humidity hits you. You realize it's to the outside. It's like a covered walkway, and the walkway is lit up with like these lights all along it. It's a long walkway.
That's the direction we're
Okay.
in.
Good.
Zophan's going to tread very carefully, even though everyone else is wearing plate or chainmail and clinking. He's still going to try to step as quietly as he can.
What's Tamul wearing armor-wise?
Well, he's got on a nice black robe.
A robe. Okay. So
Makes sense. So
in the fight, you are the pincushion. Never mind.
Yeah.
In a fight, you're the pincushion. Oh well. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. So.
I can't wear armor. I'm a beigey guy, but I do get a little bonus though. But my dex is low, so it kind of like cancels out a little.
Which is the point. What is right off of the path? So we got this nice lit path. Is there like grass and stuff off of the path?
Yeah, you look to the side, you can see it looks like grass, and you can hear water like a stream.
Okay. Well, if I can step off the path and not, freaking clank down the way, even showing footprints in the grass might be better than clank, 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 clank as I walk.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you realize that there are these like stone steps, and then there's little lights, motes of light that are kind of floating in the air out on what looks to be kind of like a place where you would sit and maybe during the day you'd probably sit in the grass or sit near the water, but at night you can walk and there are stones, so it's kind of like a walk. There's kind of like some walkways.
Okay. Well, I just want to keep heading out, but walk in a place walk on something soft instead of letting myself clank all over the place.
I think Zophan would start immediately, like, he'd be looking out for two things. He'd be looking out to see, like, because when we entered into that room, there was a fairly large retinue of soldiers. So he'd be looking to see, like, we're on this long walkway. Are there soldiers like coming from directions? Like, does there appear to be like a large, like a high alert, or like a
No, there doesn't seem to be any soldiers out here. You catch, as you're walking, on these like stone steps, and then you can see that there are stones, like patios set up for people to sit. And there's blooming, there's flowers and all sorts of stuff that you would find, like, there's some trees, and you can hear the stream, the stream noise, and you see a couple people walking. They're carrying books. They look, maybe they're human. You're not sure, but they're walking directly towards you, like talking, conversing.
sure to like not get in their way.
Right.
Yeah, scoot out of their way. Yeah.
Yeah. So you step off, and then you realize that the ground is very soft. So you kind of sink into it. And they're just kind of walking by, and they're just kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, are you ready for that test tomorrow? Yeah, I am. Okay. And they just kind of walk past you and get onto the walkway, and they start heading off. They don't turn to go into the building you came. They go down the walkway the other way.
Interesting.
I will sort of wait until the students are well out of range and still carefully low voice say, where to now? I heard the capital was coastal, so, I mean, this is the right place, but what now?
We need to see if we can get a read on where Basil and Orion and have gotten up to. Clintok.
We have the other scroll there. Maybe we can find a corner, find a building corner, and duck around it so it doesn't do anything. So it isn't obvious if it makes noise or lights or whatever, and then see what it says.
Yes, we should. And yeah, can we look around for like a spot to go to, or?
Yeah, you guys can like walk down this walkway and it goes around a building.
Mhm.
It kind of follows this stream, and there are some small trees, and in the distance there's these like weird motes of light that are just floating to kind of light up the path. And you can kind of like hide get in the corner of the building, between like the corner of the building on the side, and where it's fairly dark. As you look around, it's kind of an area, you see some other people like sitting. There's a group of them sitting, like looks like they've got their books out, they're talking.
So Tamul is going to pull out the scroll out of his scroll case.
Okay.
Carefully unfold it and look at the others, like as to say, should we do this?
Great if we had 2 of those, because then we could also find Karn. But it's more important that we rendezvous with the rest of our party. So
link up with our friends, I'd say our friends, but Johntor, I barely know these people, whatever.
I imagine
What?
Anybody with a wineskin is probably a friend for Johntor.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
He was paid in gold, so he's good for the day at least.
Yeah. So Tamul goes ahead and says the incantation and does the spell stuff to cast it.
Okay. So you see what looks like whirling, like planetary bodies, like spinning around your head. And give me a D6 roll.
And it's gonna be a 1.
Okay. So what are you focusing on? What they told you to focus on?
Orion.
Okay. So, you're focusing on Ryan. So they kind of Zophan kind of gives you a little bit of description of Orion. You're focusing on Orion. And all of a sudden, you picture somebody laying in a bed, sleeping. There's no sight. I mean, there's no sound. It's sound. There's nothing else. You just see somebody just sitting there, just peacefully sleeping. There's a window next to them that looks kind of dirty, and it's very narrow. And as you're doing that, another person comes in the frame, like a scrawny kind of character, human, they're wearing like a dirty cloak, and then you see like their leather boots, and they kind of walk towards the window, and they kind of look, and they got like dirty brown hair, and then they're out of focus, and then it vanishes.
When you say dirty brown hair, you mean like the color dirty brown, or just he literally has dirty hair?
Yeah, literally.
Okay, bet. And then out of focus. Okay. Did the guy laying in the bed, did it look like Orion?
Yes, it did look like Orion. He was fast asleep.
Was the window? They said the window was also dirty. Could you see out? Because you see anything?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you can kind of see out of it, but it's not.
It's nothing that's distinguishing.
Also at the window there are a lot of lights. So whatever was outside, there was a lot of lights coming into that window.
We should have waited until day. Oh my god. Damn it. Okay, well, yeah, Tamul, he's going to explain what he saw, and
Yeah, you hear somebody with a book come walking around the path. They come walking.
Can we just? I guess Tamul's just gonna like get ready and freeze because, like, as far as he knows, we're still invisible. Maybe
the guy walks up as you're like, and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Hey man, are you okay?" I heard you just talking to like nobody, but you know, it's all right. We'll get through midterms, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it broke the Dollie for Tamul. Oh. Okay.
Oh, uh, yes, the midterms, of course.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. You'll get through.
Um, yes, sorry. I'm just gonna go back to studying now. And he kind of
Okay,
like,
yeah. Don't. Okay, yeah. Don't stress it, man. Don't stress it.
okay.
And he
Okay,
just
so
keeps walking.
it doesn't look like he saw everyone else though.
No, it looks like he acknowledged you,
Okay.
and he was wondering
Woo.
why you were talking to yourself.
Oh man, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Sweet. Can I still see them? And as I kind
Yeah,
of
you
look
can still
around,
see
like,
them. Yeah,
okay.
you can see them, but now, because you know that they're there, they sort of blend into the background. You can see their shapes, so it's like predator vision. I mean, like, you know, they're
I
just
got
like,
you. Tamul's just gonna be saying, "Oh, okay. Follow me. I'm going to. I don't know, but we're gonna figure something out."
What did you see?
Um, and Tamul just like describes the whole the thing that the DM described. You know, the dirty window, the dirty narrow window, and the scrawny, and also, uh, do you know the dirty man with a dirty cloak? Do you know of him?
Doesn't sound. I mean, there are lots of people with dirty cloaks, but it sounds like It sounds like he's our ticket to finding Orion, and it sounds like a not well. It sounds like a very different place, a very different part of the city than this part. So I imagine we need to head to the poor area, and
So
then maybe see if we could find this person.
So DM, where like the points of egress we can go to at this point, or that we can kind of like see.
yeah. I mean, you're in a huge city. You would guess you're in probably some kind of, if you were to say districts, this is probably the scholars district.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, education, things like that. The buildings are lit up. You just have to kind of like find your way. I'm sure if you ask somebody, you know,
Oh,
where's
like where
the,
we?
yeah, they would probably tell you. I mean,
Um, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go up to that guy. Or Tamul's gonna go up to that guy who patted him, or was like, "Hey, man."
okay, yeah.
And he's going to ask him, where's the laboratory?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, buddy. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see at night. So he proceeds to take you down the walkway,
Mm-hmm.
like you're headed to this building, and then you can see the lights. There are some lights on this building. You realize it's massive, but you can't really get a good picture of it because there's a walkway there. And then he points, and there's this one light of a building that's kind of like sitting out by itself. He's like, "Yeah, it's over there. It's pretty clean.
Thank you, friend.
They take care of it."
Oh, and how many years have you been at this school? Like, what does the guy look like? Is he like a?
He looks human, probably in his early 20s. He's like, this is my fifth season. So
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, this is I'm rather new here.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
It's such a big campus, and I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah. A lot of stuff going on. What are you studying?
Uh, Chronomancy, actually.
Really? Oh, you got into that program?
Uh,
That's impressive.
yes, it was. I feel very lucky about it.
You should be. They don't let non-apes do that. So you're damn lucky.
So, but yes, thank you for your kindness, and I'm going to go to the bathroom now.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
And as you know, he kind of just like
Yeah.
motions to the rest of like, come on, guys. Like,
Yeah. We'd follow, or
Yeah, the guy goes,
I'm not
you
sure.
see he heads straight ahead to the double doors that open up and walks in.
Yeah.
And as you go to the laboratory and look like back to your left, you realize this building is like shaped like a huge triangle. And it's like, I don't know, it's 100, 200 feet in the air. And there's like it's little motes of light go down all on each side. It is massive.
the bathroom, the laboratory.
No, not the laboratory. The laboratory is a small.
like the whole place.
Gotcha. Like, man, that is they really went all out for that laboratory.
Yes.
Got a bathroom that looks like the fucking Louvre. Like, man, that's crazy.
Spare no expense.
$dollars at work.
I'm not exactly going to follow him into the restroom. I assume he asked so he could throw the guy off, but whatever.
Yeah, it was literally just to throw him off. And also, I feel like when you're like the bathroom, I guess, is a more proper place to talk to yourself. I feel like, like I'm just saying, like it's just...
Okay. So we can talk without.
Yeah.
Okay, right. We can talk without being. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I
Zophan
truly don't
would
know where
let
to
you
go
in
from
the
here.
bathroom alone.
Yeah.
That kind of sticks together.
Good friend. So yeah, because I don't know what we should do from here, and I feel like us talking out in the open is kind of drawing more attention.
Get the heck out of the campus sounds like a first.
See if we could find a map or some sort of guide to the city. Perhaps they have brochures. And if we head to the new student or the admission housing or something, they've got to have all sorts of information for
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
prospective students about what to do when you're in Lindberg.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea of any. Oh man, because I probably should have just asked him where the exit was, though, in hindsight. But I feel like that's super suspicious. If you're like going to a school, you should at least know how to leave the school. Like it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, let's look for a brochure. And can we go in the direction the other guy didn't go? Like, because he was going back to where he was, right?
No, the guy that you talked to, he went in that building, that huge building with a big triangle. There was double doors, and he went in there.
He went in there. Okay. Are there like any other buildings to go into?
Yeah, there's a bunch of buildings.
Bunch of buildings. Crap. Of course there are.
But it seems to be fairly active. Like people are walking around. So it's not like it's a ghost town.
Gotcha. Students going to and fro. Okay.
We'll be right behind you, or beside you, wherever, depending. But you could always just hail someone down and ask them where the admission hall is.
And Tamul's going to be like, it's been so long since I've been in contact with people. I mean, I've really only talked with Dollie for the most part, and the hobgoblins. Okay, you can do this, Tamul.
I understand.
And he tries to overcome his social anxiety as he as he heads out Where's the exit, basically?
Okay. Yeah, two of them are walking. You walk across the walkway, and there are two of them that are like coming up to that building, and you stop them. And one looks like probably a half elf, and the other looks human. Hey, yeah, good to nice to meet you. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. But I have a question or two. I'm new here, and
Oh,
I just
okay,
need
yeah.
to know how to leave. I'm very forgetful.
Oh, are you looking to head down to like leave in general? Like you got to get
Like
back
leave
to.
campus, like to the city proper.
Oh, are you looking to go down to like get a drink or something? Are you where's your housing at? You're not housed here in the Scholar District?
Oh well, I just actually needed to get some special components.
Uh, Special components. Yeah, well, most of the merchants, like in the merchant and the craft district, are probably closed now. You got some.
No, no, I mean special components. And he's kind of like doing the whole wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing, as in like I don't know. He's trying to imply it's something.
Either they're
It's
gonna think you're on drugs and you're looking for hookers. It's the one of the two.
yeah, one of those two. I want to give that impression. So
So it's not like you're trying to find stuff where you've got a test to do in the morning or something to turn in. Oh, yeah, you want to head down to the docks.
I'm looking to make some magic tonight, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he said, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, he points in the direction. He's like, yeah, just head towards the docks. Listen for the dueling pianos at the Tough Nut Oasis.
Dueling pianos? Yes. Tough Nut Oasis. Okay. And I'll just kind of like walk that way, I guess.
Okay.
Hopefully the rest of the group is following.
Okay. So you're walking at night, passing people. It's a crowded city, obviously, but here it's not too bad. So you're passing docks, you cross like a footbridge, you're going through different districts. And eventually when you're walking and you turn, and then now you see Zophan and Johntor don't look like they're predator vision anymore. They appear next to you. And somebody passes and says, hey, nice trick. I like that. And they keep walking.
Thank you. Looks around. Oh, and he seeing I imagine that like our vision would also change a little bit. Like we'd be able to realize that we're no longer concealed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're here.
Great. Now it's just a matter of finding a handful of fugitives in the largest city on the continent. Nothing major whatsoever.
So it probably takes about an hour walking. When you get to this footbridge that you cross over, and you clearly are in the dock. It says Docks District, and there are two ape soldiers there standing there as you walk across, and they just kind of definitely eyeball all three of you as you walk across, and then you just kind of go past them.
Okay.
Yeah, but Johntor isn't somebody they're looking for, so he's like trying to ignore them.
Yeah, and as you're walking by the docks, you can see that there's a lot of people standing around, and there are soldiers and looks like other apes standing around, and they're doing something. Either they're inventorying their whatever is on their ships, or they're doing something. It's not a normal like because the boats come in and people unload their stuff or they do whatever. It looks like, you see all these pissed off sailors just, all standing there with their arms folded so you see the soldiers walking onto their ships. And it's all along the docks as you walk in, and then you come to these 3-story buildings, and in the distance, you hear dueling pianos.
Is it what's the weather like? Is it warm? Is it chilly?
It is about 60 degrees, and there are bands of rain. So on your walk, occasionally you would have been hit with
Gotcha.
a rain ban or something.
So everybody's like standing there, and some of them are like,
Yeah.
left out in the cold.
Yeah.
During the walk and just in general, Zophan is going to be looking like kind of hyper vigilant, looking for a person that would match the description of the scrawny, dirty person wearing a dirty cloak with the dirty matted brown hair.
You spot a couple of people that you have to take a second look. Especially when you get into the docks area. But as you enter this street with these 3-story buildings and you start to hear the pianos playing, you see that there's somebody like leaning up against the building. And in the light, they absolutely match the same clothes that Clintok was wearing the night that they went and attacked the camp.
That Clintok was wearing.
Correct.
Huh. Oh, my character wouldn't know that, of course, but okay.
And he looks to be the same. He has the same features. He has the same build. From this distance, and what he's wearing, it looks like him.
I think that's one of our I think that's Clintok. He's one of our company. Let's head over there.
Oh, yes. And Tamul's gonna follow Zophan.
Oh, that was way easier than I thought.
And you begin to walk that way, and you start to hear the pianos are getting louder, and the street around this tough Nut Oasis is bustling with activity. People are drinking. It's a lot of activity going on, and then you get closer and closer to this guy, and he kind of turns and looks at you. And you realize he's missing an arm because the thing is like pinned to his chest, and he kind of turns and looks at you, and he's like, "You looking for me, or are you looking for the guy that was wearing these clothes?"
Wow, yeah, he just floored us there.
How did you get those clothes?
Well, a fella gave them to me.
Did he say why?
Oh, he kind of was wanted to get rid of him. I'm guessing because people were looking for him.
That makes sense. Well, we're part of the same company. Did you happen to catch which way they went?
He's leaning up against this building. He looks across the street and points to the building across the street, which is an inn called the Snarling Monk. He says, "Yeah, he's," and he points to a window. He's like, "I think he's in that room right there."
Zophan would not be sure if he could trust this guy at all.
That's probably good.
So,
Probably good.
can I get a sense of whether or not he's telling the truth, or he's like leaving out details?
Well, I think.
Okay.
I'll give you a wisdom roll if you want to roll. Give me a wisdom roll under your wisdom. Let's see. We'll give you.
Well, the other thing is we did know what the exterior looked like. It's apparently a bunch of bright lights.
Yeah.
So we could sort of from close enough we could sort of look around and see if the lighting in the area matched what Tamul saw.
Yeah, Tamul would look at those windows and go, "Yeah, those look like the windows I saw because they're a particular size. They're not a normal size window, and they look dirty enough."
So that was I rolled an 8, which is just enough to pass with my concussion.
So you get the sense that he seems to be truthful, but obviously he's pretty sketchy, and he's leaving out things.
He's truthfully a sketchy guy. There you go.
Tamul is going to give him a little bit more coin, perhaps. Maybe he can remember a more detailed. Maybe give him 2 gold to maybe jog his memory a bit.
It's like he reaches out with his one hand as you go to give him money. He's like, "What do you want to know? What
was he traveling with anyone? And also, did you see a very dirty man traveling with him? Anything like that? He was cloaked, dirty
did
brown
he have
hair,
leather
matted.
Did he have a dirty cloak on and some leather boots?"
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was wearing.
Oh,
He hands you
my
2 gold
condolences.
pieces back to you. He says, "There you go." Oh, he wanted to switch clothes so he could sneak back here.
Well, if we're gonna trust this guy, I guess we should just, Tamul's gonna just basically like thank him and just, be ready to go into this place and get this guy so we can reunite the party or something like that.
Or something like that.
Words to that effect.
Meanwhile, Johntor is going, "Wow, man, this is moving fast. Couple
Just
hours
constantly hang
ago,
over.
across the continent."
So what's your plan?
Magic
Are you going to proceed to go across the street?
Yeah, unless anyone else has any other like.
Yeah, he says, "Whoa, slow down there. I don't think I'd go into that building right now. What's your plan? What do you plan on doing?"
Talking to our friend.
That's probably a bad idea.
Wait, why?
This place is crawling with spies and secret police.
Wait, oh. And Tamul's just gonna look over like to the entrance and like see what like can we see like the front of the Snarling Monk Inn?
Yeah, it
What
looks
we're-
closed. I mean, there's like one light on in the inside. It's not like the Tough Nut Oasis that is just jamming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they may have him captive. And the window, DM. Which floor is it on?
Second floor.
Of course. Why would it be on the first floor? There's no way you would keep a present out. Ah, damn it. Okay.
There are spies. What are they looking for? Is this area under lockdown?
No, it's not under lockdown. I mean, apparently there was an incident here in the capital.
Incident.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Oh man, I don't want to divulge. You probably need to have a conversation on the inside here. And he motions to the door next to him. We probably want to go inside and talk.
Sure, but
Tough Nut Oasis.
how can we get inside to the Snarling Monk?
You just walk in the front door. But I'm telling you, it's a bad idea.
Is there a way to get in? Is there another way to get inside? Seem like you'd know something about other ways to get inside of buildings.
Yeah.
Are you assuming his class?
I've been known to do second story work. third if necessary. Look, we got this covered, you know. Why don't you just step inside here? Let's have a little talk.
Well,
Very well, friend.
he's been honest so far, so Zophan
Yeah.
clearly.
I'm following them, you know. So, because I wasn't even a part of this until less than a day ago. So he's like, it's hitting him that he found these guys, and suddenly he's halfway across the continent, talking with fugitives from justice and whatever, and it's like he should have bargained for more gruel, you know.
It's all in a day's worth of gruel.
Yeah.
So we'll go inside.
Okay, there's another shop that's closed, and then there's the Tough Nut Oasis. So you're like one building away, but you can hear the music when you step inside the door. You can hear it. It's hard to tell what this place is. At least when you walk in, there are only a couple tables, and there is somebody, of course, sitting in the corner at a table with a light, with just barely enough light that sort of reflects their face, and you catch that they are an ape, and you can see the light reflect off their gold tooth as they're just kind of sitting there, and they've got some glasses on like they're reading, and they're like a book, and they kind of look up over their glasses. Come in, have a seat.
Yeah, Tamul, he'll sit down in the most comfortable looking seat, I guess.
Yeah, there's some wooden seats, but he's got a drink in front of him. Do you need something to drink? Maybe some mead, some ginger mead.
That sounds
Whoa,
wonderful.
Bertram,
That
get some
sounds
ginger
great.
mead for the group here. He's like, oh, all right. The guy with the one arm, he's like, all right. He goes out, leaves.
Oh, so he works here.
When
Oh,
they
damn it.
deliver it, Johntor's gonna be like, "Is this freeze distilled, or do you use different distillation process?"
Well, yeah, it's only the finest craftsmanship. I assure you that. Those are state secrets. But I don't. He looks at Tamul and Johntor. I don't. You two, I don't recognize. But this one right here, and he flips to the front page of his book, and he opens. It looks like a flyer, and he and all of a sudden a piece of celery appears in his hand, and he starts to chew on it, and he's like, I think you're Portendorfer, Zophan. Now, are you the Silvery Moon Portendorfers or the Free by the Sea Portendorfers? Which ones?
The Sea by the Sea.
Okay, all right. So, it looks like I've got a whole collection of Thunderous Fury here, according to my flyer.
So, what flyer is that?
And so he flips it around, and you can see it's the wanted poster. It's got the pictures of Ox and Karn and Zophan and whoever else failed. I think Orion was on there. I know Basil Wilberforce was not in there because he passed, but yeah, it's got a bunch. And you can see he's marked them off, kind of like, not like X through them, just kind of like checked them, So,
being who he is, my character will take a real close look at the one of Oz and says, he looks more ratty now, and he has that weird ruin on his forehead.
So, you you've met Ox. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. What are the
I told you he hired us. He hired us to send the message. I saw him. It's not like I met him.
He didn't say his name. But
Yeah, but it's the same guy. Good likeness.
The guy with the one arm comes back in he's balancing a tray like he's done it before. Hands you all your ginger beers.
so what's the check mark for?
Just when you get older, sometimes you don't remember as good. I just got to check which ones I know are here.
And what's your interest?
Well, my interest, of
Who's
course,
here?
is in this Thunderous Fury. The fine work you've done in Clinkville. I'm sure you've come to Lindberg to, I don't know,
To liberate it?
I don't know, liberation, maybe
Give
cause
the-
some chaos,
Put the power in the back in the hands of the people?
something like that, right? Whatever your motivation is.
Well, we're here. So what can you tell me a little bit more about the secret police? Like what are they looking for?
They're looking for you guys, of course. Oh, apparently there was, somebody got stabbed in the neck, from what I heard. A soldier got stabbed in the neck, and another one got drowned. Which I got to commend you. That was pretty good. I know there's a tub in that barracks, but I don't know how they drowned them. But that was pretty impressive. And then somehow the doctor's office got burned. But I'm not sure if he was had a little bit too much to drink and knocked a candle over or something.
I'm certain that was it.
It's not like we know anything about that.
They probably don't. I'm just wondering why your buddy here, Zophan's here.
Well, heard there was a scuffle. Heard there was a scuffle and came to help out. So looking for our crew.
Yeah, I figured as much. I don't know what's up. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with your little Cuthbert fanatic, but he sure brings them out.
Are there more Cuthbertites, Cuthbertians?
You might find a couple followers in this city. I don't know. He seems awfully chatty to me. I think I would have just let him sit in that cell. Really not a cell. It's more like a room with a view.
Doesn't sound so bad, but you're saying it like he's no longer in there. Like he's been sprung.
No, he's definitely still here. That guy wouldn't try to break out.
Do you know where he's being held?
Oh yeah, I can tell you that, sure. As he
So
chomps
where's
on
he
his
being held?
celery. Well, it's a nice little secret, isn't it? So that I know. But first, I need a little bit of help in the situation. You need to help yourselves out first, and then maybe you can help me out, and then we'll all be happy, and you all can leave.
And what would this help pertain?
Well, I got a double-crossing, no good son of a bitch that I need to deal with, and I figured this is probably the best way to deal with him. He reaches under the table and drops a potion bottle on the table. It looks it's got like a sepia color to it, and it looks like more like ichor. It says him and his cohorts. You make sure there's 4. One, it's him and 3 of his associates. You just put this in their drink or give them a little taste. and then I think we'll take care of. We'll kill 2 stones with one. Well, 4 stones with one bird.
So,
Really, you said it the wrong way around.
who are these? Who are your targets?
Oh, they're just double crossers. They just feed information to the Empire. They don't need to be down here. They crossed enough people. They need to be gone.
They usually hang about.
Oh, they're down at the docks. They might even be in the Tough Nut Oasis hanging out. You can't miss the one. He always likes to carry his little scythe with him.
Scythe? Did he
Like-
say scythe?
Yes.
Like a full-size scythe? He just walks
Yeah.
around the city with a scythe?
Yep.
And
I mean,
the guard, the soldiers just let it happen?
well, it's a farming tool. Why would they?
Yeah, they do
Why
let
would
it
they
happen.
take it from him?
He looks around. Is there farming here? So there's no need for farming tools in the city limits, is there?
Yeah, I mean, there's farms here. Why? That's why he's able to move around with it. Likes to show it off at night sometimes.
Tamul, he's just gonna look very like concerned. He's just like, oh, these guys are killers. Oh.
But yeah, you would walking around, you could see where there would be farming. It's not like completely.
Okay. So it's not like walking with like a scythe in like downtown New York City or something.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Even then, I don't think anybody would bother you. Like they might like be like, like, what are you doing? Maybe I don't know.
I mean, if down at the docks at night in this kind of like lower class area, probably not. But if he went into a different area, they might be like, "What are you doing?"
I think that that's within our purview to deal with. Except I'm obviously I'm gonna need a better disguise. You got something to help me out with that? He's like, I thought this black, I thought like the black eyes would really do it for me, but
Yeah.
didn't take too long for you to see through it. So I saw you magic a piece of celery in your hand.
Yeah.
And you like magic me a new mug.
Magic you a new mug. I don't know. That's not my
Careful
thing
on
to
your
do.
wording.
The only way I know how is I know a guy's pretty handy with a carving knife. That's pretty much the only way I know.
My face has been carved enough, and like looking closer, you'd see like Zophan's just got like scars like running across his face from like all the times he's been mutilated and had concussions. So like he just kind of looks like it, like scar tissue just growing over scar tissue. So he's like I don't need that.
Bertram, get this guy disguise or something. Make yourself useful. Guy with one, I was like, all right, yeah.
Some glasses or a nice hat.
He opens the door, leaves. You see him walk down the walk. So yeah, he's probably in there. That place don't shut down. He's either there at the docks. He's usually got a crew.
So while he's talking about that, I'm gonna look at this stuff that he handed us. This probably poison, and I'm going to, I'm going to like, not taste it, but look at it and sniff it, and then try mixing a little with some wine and see if, and sniff that and see if the wine covers it up, and try mixing a little with the mead. And sniff that and look at it and see if the mead covers it up.
It
Basically, I'm looking.
smells like honeysuckle.
So it wouldn't be too far off from the mead, because mead is honey based.
Yeah, I mean,
honey-based poison. Oh no!
It's like, don't be careful.
Well, you know, but the other thing is, I can't think of a way to make it inobvious, so I will like tap Zophan on the shoulder and say, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And
Sure.
try to get him aside and basically go, are we really trying to poison 4 guys based on the word of somebody who claims they knew your friend? I mean,
It's a fair point.
I'm still working for Gruel. I'm still working for Gruel here. I've never really done this for Gruel.
Well, you bring up a good point. We should, at least verify that he actually knows us or knows our friends. But
Yeah, I mean, this is, does it always move so fast with you guys? I mean, 4 hours ago, I was halfway across the continent and not whacking people for some oats mixed in water.
I think Johntor. I think he brings up a fine point. We really don't know if we can trust them. I mean, decent folk don't go around asking other decent folk to murder people. But then, to be fair, he didn't ask us to murder anyone. I mean, we don't know what the stuff is, right? And he kind of like looks at the thing.
he did call them dirty double crossing sons of bitches. So I think I think it's a pretty reasonable guess that it's this is intended to end their life.
DM, I'd like to use my detect magic on this thing.
Okay. Is that at will? Do you have to? Is that a percentage or is that will?
It says it has to be within 30 feet.
Okay.
It says requires 1 turn of concentration on an object.
Okay. No problem. Yep. It's magical. I'll give it to you. It's magic. Yeah. You can studying it. You're like, yeah, that's magical.
What? I'm sorry. What did he detect on?
The stuff in the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not that really helps our predicament, but I was just curious.
Okay. So in any case, I mean, Johnson's like, Johntor looks at Zophan and says, I guess you're the boss here. I'll follow your lead, but I just, oh wow, this is a little much. This is a little much for me.
Zophan, maybe perhaps we could spend a night here and maybe just check and ask about. Maybe when the other place is open. And besides, we've been traveling so long and we've been through so much. Maybe it'll make more sense to us in the morning.
You bring up a fair point, and I still have yet to get a good explanation of why we can't go in through the front door.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Tamul, he's just gonna play around with the potion bottle and just kind of like and hand it back to Johntor and just kind of make sure the cap's tight.
Oh, Johntor's like, yeah, it won't mix too badly with me. We just have to make sure, we didn't actually drink it.
I know it smells delicious, but it has magical properties, and you probably should drink it. It might turn you into a chicken.
Well, I'm not that crazy. Every brewer knows not to drink the first distilled or anything that they haven't verified.
DM, how much would it be? What could Tamul ask like how much it would be for a night, and we just kind of like spend a night here and like see if we can get up and like basically, maybe get a room that's like gives us a window view like to the other side of the street so we can kind of look and see what's going on during the day if they have a room like that.
The Tough Nut Oasis, no, but there's a place called Ruby's Thorn Inn.
Ruby's Thorn, goddamn, all these names.
But that you had passed. But if you say that to him, he says, he takes it, reaches in his pocket and pulls out a pocket watch, and he says, you don't have the time to do that. This has got to be done within the next couple hours.
So, can you walk me through again, like why we can't go across the street to meet up our companions, and like why we have to kill, do this job?
Whoa, slow down now. And he makes a carrot appear in his hand, and he starts to eat it. I didn't say nothing about killing nobody.
Now,
He
what?
walks over to the window. He says, "You see how?" And he points, and Bertram comes walking through the door. He's like, "This slub spotted you, friend, and and I spotted you. You're recognizable, right? You go walking around these streets, and every guard is on alert looking for people. It may not look it. Looks like everybody's doing their business, having a good time, but there are people watching. You don't want to tip your hand. Don't worry, I got people watching that building. If any of those secret police go in there, they won't get close to your friends. I'm doing the dirty work here. All you got to do is just take care of Virgil and his cohorts. It's just going to make his life tough. He might do some time. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll end up killing him. If you don't do it," and he looks at Bertram, Bertram's going to have to do it. He's like, "Oh, hell, man. What? I just went and got..." Always the guy with the one arm got to do shit.
Just went and got our butts off the street.
And Bertram reaches, he's got a bag as he sets it, and he pulls out and hands you a mask to wear. It looks like the Hannibal Lecter mask. It's got the lines through the mouth. He's like, how's that? Does that work?
Is that going to be am I going to blend in the Tough Nut Oasis?
Yeah. If Virgil's over there playing the piano and with his scythe, I think you'll be fine.
I'm seeing as kind of leveled with us, because also he knows you guys are wanted, so he could have turned us in, but I guess I trust this guy now. What say you all?
I'm just working for Grohl here. I'll look his Zophan. Like,
Suppose it would give us an opportunity to kind of check out the nightlife when we complete the job. We coming back here? Is there a back entrance? Is there some sort of back alley we can?
Yeah, you just head to Ruby's Thorn. Tell him, just tell him Bertram sent you, and you should get a room.
Is there like an alleyway entrance that we should?
No, you don't want to don't be getting suspicious. Just walk in the front door like every other person.
okay. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I suppose we can give your friends their medicine.
He looks at his pocket watch again. Yeah.
So how much of this goes into each? Is it even? Is it just a drop?
He kind of looks at the bottle and he's like, yeah, just try to get make sure Virgil gets most of it. The other three can get a little bit. If you want an error on the side, make sure it's Virgil.
Okay. I'm going to tell the guys, I don't know of an obvious way to pour this in, so I sort of want to pre-mix it. If I can mix it in with mead here and then have another thing of mead that's almost empty in my backpack, we can do sort of a switch play here.
Okay, I like that. Well, I was thinking of two things. One of these is super, super awesome. The other's more direct. Obviously, we can go ahead and mix it in with like a wineskin, obviously, like Russell suggested. But I was thinking I could. Okay, because his thing is he wants Virgil to drink it, right? Mainly Virgil. Okay, there's going to be 3 other guys there as far as we know. So I can use my wiggledy waggledy finger magics to suggest that he
Just
to
imagine
see-
you have like those finger lights, and you're just like,
yeah. I can suggest with the fingers that he drink it. It's not fail safe.
Okay, he's playing. We've been told he's playing the piano. We're just buying the pianist a drink. That's it. That's all. Happens all the time. No need to get fancy. We can just say you appreciate and the nearly empty skin of mead and then the fuller skin of mead is so that we can, make like we're drinking from the same stuff, I'll fill our glasses first. Oops, ran out. Okay, here's the rest of it. There you go.
Right. And if he doesn't take it, then I could do my wiggly waggly thing.
And if he seems reluctant, then you can try whatever you want to try to get him to do it. But we're just buying, pianist a bit of drink. That's it. That's all.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, that sounds very simple, very doable. Yes, of course. So put on the mask up.
yeah, just the Hannibal Lecters.
Why would I mask up? Or I thought the mask was for Zophan.
Yeah, I mean, he has other masks if you want to wear one.
Oh,
I fine. I will take one. I will take one with me just in case, but I don't see. I mean, I don't see the point, considering nobody knows who the hell I am yet. Yeah. Nobody on this part of the continent should know who I am. We're not even near it. I don't know. It's not near the Elvish conclaves, is it? Or
they really don't have one.
okay. So yeah. So he's just this crazy guy.
But no, the mask would help if, if for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know, man. They got magic here. They might have some magical CSI crap. Who knows? I want to put the mask on just because I want to put on a mask. That's why.
Johntor is not feeling it. Sorry to be contrary, but Johntor's really not feeling it.
Understandable. So, anything else we need to get before we go do this dirty deed done by night? So, or are we just gonna walk up in there?
We just walk in.
So it is like 2:30 a.m. as you step out onto the street, and there are people out drinking and staggering and doing what people do at 2:30 in the morning, and those sailors coming There's a group of them that are coming in towards the Tough Nut Oasis. Probably they've been detained by the Ape Empire for the last 4 hours or for whatever, and they're just like, can't wait to get in there. And you hear the dueling pianos going crazy, and there's lots of lights and laughing and drinking and lots of loud talking, and the place is packed. There's a small stage, and the two pianos are right next to each other. And up on the stage, you see what looks like probably a sailor, you would guess. He's got tattoos and a short haircut, no shirt, and he's like playing. And next to him, on the other side, with his scythe that is like leaned up against the piano, is a dude with he's human. He's got no shirt on. He's got a couple scars, but he's got looks like a green velour pointed hat that he's wearing, and he's sweating, and he is just pounding that ivory. And the other guy's like trying to keep up with him, and eventually he can't, and he just quits. And then the crowd cheers, and they throw some coins up on the stage, and the next poor bastard gets up there and tries to like match him as Virgil continues to play.
They weren't kidding about dueling pianos. Interesting. They're literally having piano duels.
And then Sears like a waiter, probably an elf, wearing like shorts and suspenders and just sweating because it's freaking hot in here with all these people, and it's humid. And he's got a tray. He's like, "Hey, drinks? You guys want drinks or something? I get you something."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mead,
Yeah.
please.
We got some buddies coming in a minute. Go ahead and give us 7 or 8, and what's on tap?
7 or 8. We got some ginger beer. That's the big one tonight.
Sure, we'll do the ginger beer. Bring a whole tray of those, please.
Yeah, Jeff, or plenty of ginger beers coming up. Okay.
Mhm.
And he just kind of maneuvers his way back through the crowd down like a small passageway, pushing people aside into another part of the bar.
And Johntor looks at Zophan and goes, "You got money, right?" I don't think that's funny.
Yes, I've got money. I remember.
Oh, good. Didn't want us to get kicked out.
Yeah, I've got some gold.
Okay. Well, while that's coming, we should scope out where his friends are.
Do we see anybody who looks just as? Do we see does there look like he has a crew? Like, is there like a group of? Does he have like a groupies like in front of him? Like,
yeah, I mean, there are people in front of him that are all excited, like people, cheering, play it again, play it again. Yeah, but like when the money gets thrown up there, you see what looks to be a big guy. He's a human, but he's pretty built, and he gets up there and starts sweeping up the coins into like a sack, and he puts it to the side near the stage, and just kind of stands there watching. And then there's another guy in the back, with a hat and a cloak, which is kind of weird considering how freaking hot it is in this place. And he has got a thick cloak on, and he's just kind of sitting in the back, like watching everybody as they come in. There's 2 obvious people. The third, he said there were like 3, if you get 3, but if there's a third person, he's hard to find. Who knows where he is, or a 4th or a 5th. But these 2 are obvious.
Okay.
we'll need a distraction once we have our ginger beers and we spike it. There's that guy and that guy, as he points to the 2 that are kind of overlooking, that are suspicious and that they seem like they're part of his crew, or would be of the people that the guy warned us of. So we need,
Right.
if we're gonna slip them a drink, we're gonna need to have their attention distracted so that we could not be so obviously caught.
And do we see any drinks nearby them?
Yeah, I mean, the places. There's a lot of drinks that are strewn. There's some that are sitting on the stage. You know, some look to be half drunk. There's a couple that tankards have fallen over. You know, they haven't collected yet.
This is before the, don't leave an open cup unattended rule.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's like, why are so many people dying? It's like, this is why. No, okay. Who wants to be the cause for the distraction? Who's volunteering?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's the way to go, because we want the distracted guys to drink too, just maybe not as much. So,
Okay.
I mean, my plan is obviously open to, I'm open for suggestions, but, basically, my plan was to be blatantly upfront about it. Just, walk up there with a tray of drinks and say, you guys are doing a great job, and pass it to him. And if, bouncer guy gets in my way, it's go, okay, well, you want to deliver it to him here, and basically hand him the tray of drinks. Well, I mean, what's he going to do at that point? Throw it across the bar?
I mean, that'd be rather rude. Okay. And if I don't see them drinking, or if Tamul doesn't see them drinking, he's going to come behind you and try his little wibbity wobbity.
Okay.
What's Zophan gonna do in this whole situation, though?
Play the piano.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, right? Get up there and do a duel, maybe.
I think Zophan's a sailor, so dueling pianos is something that
It's a tradition.
is something that would be in his wheelhouse. So yeah, I think that's about as good as idea as any. If we're gonna let the bouncer or his bodyguard or whoever deliver the drinks, then
I mean, the idea is I'm going to get drunk and try to take him to him directly and just set the tray of drinks on the guy's piano. What's he going to do then? Throw them away? I mean, and if the bouncer interferes, I'm just like, oh, well, no problem here. You deliver them.
actually, that's a great idea. I will go duel. I can step up in the ring and you can deliver us both drinks.
But I can deliver you. I can deliver you the unspiked one.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Let's put another layer on this to make sure they drink it. After you guys get done dueling, call for a toast with then they have they have no choice but to. It'd make them look like an asshole if they didn't drink.
Right. You offer a toast to the winner, and hopefully they'll kick it back. Okay. We got a plan. Wow.
Just one brain cell between the three of them. So we formulated a plan somehow.
Yeah.
Passing that brain cell back and forth.
Gotta start somewhere. So with the next, so you know, after Johntor is kind of getting, after we get the drinks and after Johntor is like kind of getting that, getting them ready, like then Zophan would wait for like an opportunity to jump in. So he might be practicing, you know, kind of getting his headspace ready.
Okay, so you kind of make your way to where the side stages where the people seem to be challenging him, and there's a little bit of there's a line. There's like there's 3 people in front of you. And the next guy, you know, this woman gets up, half elf woman, and starts, you know, playing as Virgil just, you know, continues to play, and she's like frantically trying to keep up with him, and you know the crowd's hooping and hollering. So there's only 2 people in front of you, and as you're just kind of making your way, and you look, and you out of the corner of your eye, you spot Bertram has entered the tough nut, and he just kind of sitting in the back, and he catches your eye and he points. He's like, you know, hurry up.
Yeah, you know, Zophan's waiting in line, just being like, you know,
Well, wait
so
a minute. I'm gonna. Let's see. What? Damn it! I'm out of spells and mostly out of ideas.
hey,
But he said this stuff wasn't. He said this stuff wasn't lethal. So maybe the question is how fast it will work. What the hey? I'm gonna. Okay, fine. I'm going to look at Tamul and say, "Yeah, watch the tray for a minute, and I'll take one of the lighter poison drinks and wander over to the next person who's about to get on stage, and you know, sloppy drunk, put my hand around him or her or whatever, and it's like, oh man, I'm wishing you the best. Go kick his ass here."
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. He grabs a drink from you and he just downs it. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Thanks, partner.
Okay, and then I have one more ahead of Zophan.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing with him. One of the lighter ones, so I'm not wasting too much of the stuff, and I'm hoping it works fast or something.
Yeah. The one guy says, so as soon as you come back over, the guy behind him is like anticipating. He's like, he grabs the drink. He's like, yeah, well, I thought, well, good, man, good. And he chugs it too. He's like, and then he like, it seems like the 2 know each other, and he like pops the guy in the back. He's like, yeah, beat your ass. You can't drink this. Like, all right, we're ready.
Okay, well, I'm hoping this stuff works fast and get them off stage fast.
And the half elf woman, it's just, she can't keep up, and then she finally like almost passes out onto the stage and falls down, and a couple people from the stage come running up and like pick her up, and everybody's cheering. And then the next guy gets up. It's like, oh, let me show you how it's done, and rolls up his sleeves. You can see his tattoos, and he starts like playing. And Virgil's like with one hand, he's just going, and the guy can't keep up with him either. And he's like, oh, come on. And everybody's like, and I mean, and then Bertrand again catches your eye, and he's like, what are you waiting for?
Okay.
Real push.
I can go. I mean, I sort of look at the 2 of them and say, I can go ahead and try to deliver the drink, see what happens.
Go for it, Johntor. Go for it.
Okay. So I'll take my tray. I'll take my tray of drinks and try to deliver it to Virgil and see if his bodyguard gets in the way. And I'm
Yeah,
just being
the
drunk.
big guy there, the big muscular guy, as you kind of like approach the stage, get up there, and he kind of steps up there, and you hand him the drink. You go to hand like Virgil the drink, and he kind of grabs it. He's kind of looking at you.
Hey man, I just wanted to congratulate the winner, dude. And I'll pick one. I'll pick one of the good ones up off the tray and say, "Man, you're the best. Yeah, you kicking
And
it
he's
out
just-
tonight." And,
Yeah, he's just playing with one hand. He's like, yeah, nothing I hadn't heard before. He's like,
and chick kicked mine back, and hey, bodyguard's got his hand full of drinks. And at that point, I just do my little yeah, it's great, fantastic.
so yeah, he Virgil's like, stub, check, make sure that's not that piss water from the Ruby's Thorn. And he picks it up and he drinks a little bit of it, and he's like, oh yeah. And he's still playing. He's just set it aside for me.
Ugh.
Damn it. Okay, but he said for me, so maybe we're still good.
Zophan's gonna try to seeing this, and he's gonna say, hey, look, this is an awkward request. He's talking to the person in front of him.
Yeah.
But do you think I could go next? I'll get you a drink or a drink or two.
Two.
Yeah, I just gotta. I'm trying not to stay out too late. It's already 3. I gotta work. I gotta work at 6:30. So
Very reasonable.
All right.
Okay, 2 drinks and that fucking mask you're wearing. I think it'll look good on me.
I'll hand Zophan my other mask. Sure. I'll hand Zophan my other mask. I said I was taking one, but not using it. So
I'll give it to you afterwards, after I finish my set.
All right. Don't.
It's part of the act.
Yeah, don't verp in it or anything. No. If that's the case, I don't want it.
okay. So while that's going on, I'm going to be procuring some more drinks so that I can put one in front of Zophan, and Zophan can force a toast or whatever.
Okay.
With Zophan's money, of course. Gimme.
Yeah. He'd hand you 10 gold.
Okay.
Like 2 minutes pass, 2 or 3 minutes pass. He can't keep up. He literally about passes out and hits his head on the keys. And he just falls to the side, and somebody, probably his buddies, come and just drag him off the stage, knocking tankards over. And he's like, oh, I had him. Yeah, man, he was close. And Virgil's just still playing with one hand, like, what? Oh my God. All right, Zophan, you're up.
So Zophan gets up, he cracks his fingers and begins to play. And he plays he starts like this, he's got this jazzy kind of Bach vibe to it. He's doing fugues up and down the scales.
Okay. Give me Dex or Intelligence.
Oh, it's definitely going to be Dex. That's a 7. That's a success.
Okay, so yeah, you're playing a little bit, trying to do this, not perfect, but it's enough. You've got Virgil's attention, and he's getting the crowd going, yeah, come on, everybody. He's kind of playing along with you. He's yeah, trying to get the crowd into it.
Yeah, he keeps going. He transitions into some sea shanties, see, kind of the jazzy sea shanties that he knows from being out. And I would imagine that gets people riled up because now they can have something to sing along to.
Yeah. Give me another roll.
I'm gonna use a hustle point.
Okay.
That's a 6. It's a success.
So
Nice.
yeah, he is playing. So you seem to be keeping up. He's definitely better, but you've done much better than anybody you've seen tonight. So he's playing, and Virgil's like really enjoying this, and he's like getting the crowd into it. And then everybody's raucous, and then it's kind of like you're playing, and you take a pause, and Virgil takes the lead, and he starts playing Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Oh, classic.
On the piano.
Classic.
And everybody starts singing. So
Even Zophan starts singing. he's playing backup. I guess he'd be playing like backup in that, but he'd be singing too, and he'd be kind of like looking around, just having a good time, but like also like checking around to see where Johntor is at with that drink.
Yeah, the Johntor, you've gotten the drinks. Everybody's cheering.
I'll drop a couple in front of him.
Okay, so give me one more roll as you're playing.
Oh man, that is a fail.
So yeah, it's tough. But you're trying to sing along, and he doesn't care at this point. I mean, he's like thoroughly impressed with how well you've played, and the song ends, and everybody cheers, and he claps for you. And he picks up the drink that that was given to him, and he says, "For you, sir. You have done. I offer this to you. You've done fantastic. Who do I owe the pleasure of this performance?"
Oh, great.
Tamul is gonna try to like step in and be like, "Oh, but wait, but this truly should go to you."
Okay.
Well, is he offering me the drink, or is he
He's offering you the drink.
Yeah.
You can roll Tamul as you do that. You're gonna try to do the whole Jedi mind trick.
The thing is, I'm gonna try to Jedi mind trick. Thing is, it only works on up to 1 hit dies of persons. So this may not even work if he's got any sort of like leveling to it. Let's see, and I only have a 20% chance anyway, so let's see what's up. That's a 93. That's not gonna. It's not gonna.
No, he's like,
damn it.
You can use your hustle point. You can use your hustle point.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to use my hustle point.
It's only 20% chance, so it's not a great shot anyway. But reminding you,
91.
he kind of looks at you curiously, like, "Nice mask, though."
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Caspian Silverthorn.
Caspian Silverthorn, and everybody cheers.
And Zophan would like reach down to pick up the drink that presumably Johntor left.
Okay.
And he's like, I appreciate it, but got my own. To you, sir.
Okay.
For a great night. And he will, for a great night of playing. And he will hold it up and then down his drink.
Okay. So are you lifting their mask to drink?
Well, no, it's got slits.
Right. It does.
Yeah, he's gonna just drink through the mask.
Yeah. So yeah, you're doing that, and all of a sudden the mask is ripped off your face by the guy who's next in line. He's like, "Oh yeah, fucking show off." He puts the mask on. He steps up to the piano you're distracted for a second. And you're like, "What?" And you're drinking, and then just as you're drinking, and Virgil downs his drink too, like. And he looks, and you see his eyes like look at you, Zophan, like, "I know who you are." and he begins to sit back down. He's like, hey, and he just for a second, he gets back and he starts playing, and he starts to look over to the guy in the corner who's, got the cloak and the hat on, and he's just kind of like, you see kind of he's like kind of get his attention. And the guy who's got the cloak and the hat comes kind of walking over to him, and he's playing, and he's going to the crowd, and you see him whisper something to him, and he's playing.
Yeah, I gave Zophan my other mask, so yeah, it looks bad, but Zophan can at least put on a different mask. And
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that would be like, so he gets ripped down, and he comes off the stage and puts the other one on, and then he would try to lay low, by if there are any like kind of darker areas that are inside.
You'd probably have to go outside.
Okay.
Classic rogue trying to do it, and all of his stuff. It's like, but it's too well lit here. Happens all the time.
So are you going to slip outside?
I think so. Yeah. I'd look for Johntor and Tamul.
Also, kind of like wait, like motioned us to like come along, kind of like type.
Yeah,
Okay.
like just say like I'm going out. He kind of cocked his head that way.
yeah,
Tamul's gonna like wait a moment, and then he's gonna follow.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're stopped by somebody, Zophan. What? I ain't seen anybody handle Virgil like that. He really must really like you. You did a great job, man. And of course, like right in your face, like breathing on you. It's that alcohol breath, like way too close for 3 a.m. Like this is like the best. I've never seen anybody anything like it.
Thank you.
okay.
No, seriously,
I'm
I
gonna
never seen anything like it. Like never, ever seen. Like ever. Like ever since, I've never seen anything.
I'm going to be looking for somebody who has about the same clothes that Zophan is wearing. Because now that we have established that Zophan is behind the mask, hopefully we can give away the mask. Get somebody else nailed.
Oh,
So I'm looking
man.
for somebody with about the same clothes and hopefully about the same height, weight, etc.
Are you wearing the jerkin with the patches, the gilded many colors?
I put clothes over it.
Okay, you put clothes over it. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say there's probably somebody in here that's got clothes close to what Zophan is wearing. It's not,
I'm going to try to separate Zophan from his greatest fans. Like, hey, yeah, he's got other fans. Let's go meet them.
Yeah, no, but seriously, it's the best I've ever seen. It's really.
He can follow along.
Do I get the sense that this guy is just trying to stall? Like,
No, he's shit faced, and he's just telling you how awesome you are.
okay.
You know what? That's the guy we can leave with the fate.
You know what? Yeah, you can have my mask.
What?
Yeah, think of it as like an autograph of sorts.
What? And he grabs the mask, and he's like, "You didn't burp in this, did you?"
Nope. It's
Okay.
We'll try to steer him.
Yeah,
towards
he puts the mask on, and he's like, this fucking guy right here, this fucking guy.
Oh, man.
and with that, he's just gonna leave. He's gonna get out the door, and you'll walk out into the night air and the cool night air, and
Yeah, it feels good, especially out there. Like it's because you've been sweating. It feels chilly out here now. Like you're stepping outside, like, oh man, it feels great. And you spot the guy with the hat and the cloak in the outside, walking on the opposite side of the road, across the street, walking down the alley.
And I'll follow where he's going. Waiting a minute to see if Tamul and Johntor come out.
Yeah.
Pretty much with Zophan, because I was helping him deal with his rabbit fan there.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah,
Okay.
I'd follow into the alley wherever he's going.
Yeah. So you've got a little bit of distance as he makes a turn, and you can see he's headed for a dock area. You can see the boats. It's not very far. And you can see that there are 2 ape soldiers standing there. Like, this sucks, I'm on duty, because of course it's the middle of the night and this blows. And they're just kind of standing there, and he seems to be, he's not running, he's deliberate. He seems to be walking in that direction.
Towards
Walking
the
with a purpose.
towards the ape soldiers.
Yep.
That's the gate of a snitch right there. All right. What are we gonna do with this bastard?
Well, here's the problem. I mean, can we even catch up to him without running?
You would have to run
Running.
to catch
At
him.
that
You know
point,
what?
the soldiers
will.
would be within our within line of sight, and then it would be like, oh, who are these guys? That would like, well, you know what? I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
could
think
just go
our
back
best
to the
bet is
blades.
to duck out of sight and hope the sucker with the mask takes the heat, at least for long enough for us to get farther away. Because A, you do not mess with ape soldiers. They will fuck you up. And B, there is no way. Wait a minute, maybe there is a way. Give me 1 second. We might have an option. Actually,
Do tell.
sleep spell. The only damn spell I know. Range of 240 feet.
Yes!
So I can hit the guy from a distance.
And that's why it's the best fucking spell in the game. That right there. Yes.
You know, at this point, you know, I will just say, I will tell Tamul, since I don't want Zophan to be facing the apes, I will tell Tamul to sort of stand between me and the apes for a second.
What?
And try to nail him with a sleep spell.
Oh no. Well, I mean, they're far away enough. I mean, I don't even have to stand like between them. But like, how far are we, DM? Because I really don't want.
So what is he asking you to do? Like run?
He wants me to
him?
be a blocker for him, and I do not have. I don't have. Just in case, okay. I'm guessing you want me to be a blocker for you.
No. The point is, I don't want to be seen obviously throwing my hands around and casting a spell and then have the guy collapse.
Oh,
Now I
well,
want the guy to.
Wait, I thought we wanted to get the soldiers too.
What? No, I'm not getting the soldiers. I'm just getting the guy.
Oh, just the guy? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and then we walk up to it, and then you and I, who the soldiers don't know from anybody, walk up to the soldiers and politely tell them, you know, sorry about our friend. You know, we'll make sure he sleeps it off and haul him off.
Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense then. I was like thinking you were trying to hit them all.
That's the way to die. We're gonna make it look like the guy just collapsed, and then
pick him up.
We will haul him off while Zophan gets the hell out of sight.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And we could also interrogate him too. We could take him back to the tavern. So, or to the, what was the tavern where we met the ape guys, the bartender? What was the name of that tavern?
We were gonna go to the Ruby's Thorn Inn, is where we were said to go to. But if this guy's a snitch, and like
Oh yeah,
then we'd be going to the place that they said that we would be at. So
He's dead. No, sorry. Not going to disillusion you. He's dead.
Okay. So all
If he falls,
right, so you're gonna do the sleep spell on this dude?
yeah.
I'm going to do the sleep spell on this dude.
All right.
A single creature up to 4+1 hit dice.
Okay. All right. I've got a roll here. Okay. So as you do that, and he's walking over, and then he staggers and falls on the ground, kind of like flop, and like laying in the curb. And the soldier
Okay.
just like shaking their head like, what the hell?
And so, again, Zophan needs to get out of sight. Tamul and I will go, saying, hey, guys, sorry about our friend. And very gently, because we don't want to wake him up, pick him up and, get him off the street. We'll take care of it. We'll have to make sure he sleeps it off and just drag the guy away.
Yep.
And no offense, but it's trouble. He's going to get a free slit throat in the nearest back alley I can find.
What? Oh, that's wild. Oh man.
All for a day's worth of gruel.
All for a day. He'll kill a man for a day's worth of gruel. That's cutthroat, boy. He must have seen some hard times, goddamn. Oh.
So you pick him up. The 8 soldiers are relieved. They don't have to deal with him. They're like, God, that's something else. All right. So where are you taking him?
I'm just looking for a convenient back alley.
Okay. Yeah. There's plenty of dark places here in the docks district.
Yeah. Well, he wakes up to a slit throat, or doesn't wake up to a slit throat, which is rather more the point.
Okay, you're just gonna ditch him there, and just move on.
But I don't know the area unless there's actually like a dock right by. But even then, the docks would probably be too well lit.
Maybe if there's like a barrel or something that we could stuff him in, like in the back of like.
Yeah. Okay. A barrel. All right. Yeah. Yeah. There's some wooden barrels. Yeah, you can find there and stuff them in a wooden barrel.
He'll go find Zophan,
Okay.
or he'll find us.
Zophan would
Well,
be
we know where we were going to meet him. We're going to meet him at the Ruby's Thorn, was it? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you come up to the Ruby, a couple blocks away, the Ruby's Thorn Inn. It's definitely a hole in the wall. With the cracked window in the door, and the rusty handle, and there's a couple people sleeping on the curb next to it. And you just kind of come in, and it's a small little sitting area with some tables, and a lady gets up, and she's using a crutch. You can see that she's missing a foot. And she's a dwarven woman. She kind of comes comes hobbling over. You ain't here to start no shit, are you?
No, man.
Okay, good.
No.
Oh,
No, our friend Bertram sent us.
oh,
We just need a place.
oh,
We just need a place to shack out. That's all.
oh, yeah. A room for you. Okay. Just to put a gold there and get you in a nice room. Get you one with the clean sheets.
that is my favorite.
Imagine going into a hotel and having like, oh yeah, let me change those sheets. It's like, what? I was gonna lay on that. Ew.
Put a gold down.
Okay, and she kind of hobbles, goes behind the counter and gives you a key. Just get yourself a nice rest. Just as long as you're out before the the noon rush. You know, for the folks that pay by the hour.
Ah, yeah, of course. We'll be
Oh, we really need those clean sheets, don't we?
we'll be out in the morning. So we'll go into the room.
Yeah, it's there's a nightstand that's been, you know, piecemealed together, and one bed, a couple bed rolls, and clean sheets like she promised, with a lantern. And you will rest for the evening, lay down, and go to sleep.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And that's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
All right. You made it through the first session. Very well. Well done. Well done, Alex.
Yeah, I feel like I almost died a little bit. Oh, man.
It's the sign of a good session. You know, if you think you got a plan, Pete will throw a monkey wrench in it and see how you adapt.
I feel like we handled the
yeah.
situations rather
Yeah.
well, though.
Yeah, you did good.
That was fun.
Good.
Thanks for
Good.
running, Pete.
Absolutely.
I like the dueling
There-
pianos.
And there
Yep.
towards the end, yeah, it was a little, ruthless, but A, I didn't see any other way around it. And B, that's what chaotic alignments are for.
I know. That is true. Chaotic, lawful, neutral.
Dustin, I have to thank you for the dueling pianos, because in the last session, when your other character was at the snarling monk, you're like, and I said, there's a bar next across the street and it's loud. And he's like, yeah, probably dueling pianos. And I was like, dueling pianos, it is.
You know?
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good. Yeah. Wanted to at least have a little bit. I didn't want to, like I said, hand wave you going through the portal. I wanted to at least give you a couple options when you were there. Like, you didn't necessarily have to go through the one with the stone. I mean, you could have gone through some of the other ones. And-
Acting as dead bodies or being dead bodies?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like,
either
you know.
one works.
Oh,
Who knows?
man.
I was actually hoping you would go to the admin building. I thought that was a great idea. Go to the admin building and goes and look, because I did do a map of Lindberg.
That would have been like the
Oh,
perfect.
wow.
That would have been great. Like, welcome to Lindberg, and
Yeah.
like you got the cutesy map. That's
Yeah. And obviously it's not to scale, and the only thing I would say to recognize is, like, in the top left, that little conical cone thing is the building I was describing, because that stands out. And you guys were in the middle there, like the purplish 3-story buildings with the boats near them.
yeah.
That's where you guys are.
Seems we can't go anywhere without leaving bodies behind.
Well, you haven't burned anything down. Well, no, you did set fire to it, but that wasn't you guys. You set fire to the doctor's office.
Oh, Lord, not the doctor's. What'd the doctor do?
It was a distracting fire. At least they didn't kill him.
Yeah, the doctor was nice. The doctor healed us.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Twice.
Yeah.
He was just a victim of circumstance.
But yeah, I wanted you guys to see what the result was. Obviously, that the whole that spell that she gave, that scroll that she gave you with the concealing, made a difference because you just walked in.
Yeah.
And Zophan was the one that they would have,
Definitely.
That sucker worked well beyond expectation. It was the
Yeah.
damn divination scroll that was like, oh, it's near useless. Not useless, but certainly not what we expected.
Yeah,
Or
and
wanted.
the scrying one basically was a D6 roll, and you would get sight, sound, or smell, and then it would be a combination. Like if you rolled a 6, you would have gotten all of them. So you would have heard the pianos, and you would have, like smelled the whatever, the snail stew.
Food. Snails, dude.
Is that the one? Right, that's the one that had snails, wasn't it?
Oh Lord, I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
order any.
it was stewed snails, or smelled the chocolate banana pie.
Mm.
But yeah, that's it. Alex, thank you for coming out. I hope you return. I hope you continue to play. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
It was fun.
I appreciate it, and take it easy.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Good night.
right.
I do appreciate it.
All right, take care.